I yeah. Hold on. Say your thoughts. Wait. I don't see you on the Twitch. I see you on the link, but not on the Twitch. Like, yeah, it's not showing both of us on Twitch. It's showing both of us on the link on the multicast Twitch link you sent me, but it's not showing us both on the Twitch page. On just the normal Twitch. Yeah, I was asking about that. Oh, so y'all not together anymore? Oh shit. Ah damn. Ah damn. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, everybody should have the opportunity to just be whatever, it's free, open world. Yeah, yeah, same thing. True. Perfect. True, true. I just sent you the Zoom link. Damn, damn. Yeah, true. Hey, I just sent you the Zoom link. Yeah, true, true, true. Oh, I got you, I got you. Mm, damn. Yeah, push to the side. Hey, real quick, I just sent you the Zoom link. Let's try Zoom. Let's see if it'll connect through that. Yeah, I'm gonna end the Twitch because it's not showing both of us. For Zoom, and here I sent the Anchor link also. That's in your Twitter page. So we're gonna have to end the audio on PlayStation because the audio is not gonna pick up on Twitter it's not gonna pick up on Anchor because the PlayStation is using the microphone. Uh-oh.
Wait. There. Now my sound should be better. Because I didn't have that officially going. Now that I think about it. Okay. My soundboard, my mixing board was not on yet. Oopsie. But that's not the problem. Because that's separate from the Anchor app. Trying to get this going here. Let's want to do some E3 chilling. But Anchor being dumb. Why can't I find you? Here, let me try. Really? You fucking hate me, don't you? Or app. Hold up. That ain't you. Yeah, I highly doubt you're doing stuff with horoscopes, so that ain't you. What the hell? What the hell, damn guy? What the frick, man? What the hell, damn guy? Okay, there's that one going. Alright, let's see what else we can get working here. Okay, we got one step down. What the fuck? I don't show either to him? What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna send him some screenshots because like he needs to see what I'm getting on my end since he's saying me like for real. What is this? Like it's not letting either, like when you go into the Anchor app and go to search for a person or a podcast or a, there was like 3 options. Hold on, I'll tell you what the third one is. Podcast, people, and episodes. Like nah, man, that wants me to record when I do that. You don't want me to record, right? Hold on. Damn it, it's trying to tell me in my own chat, like, my chat rules. What is wrong with you, Twitch? I don't need to know my own chat rules. I'm logged in as me. And I don't need to be given the warning that, you know, this is a mature audience channel. I know the words that fly out of my mouth. I say them. I know. Why are you doing this to me, Twitch? Okay. So... hitting that didn't... Mother... If you... Now that you... Then hit it to see you invite. Okay, let's do it that way then. Invite friends to join. Fine, punk. We'll do this the other way. Invite friends. Why can't I add you as an Anchor friend? This is so stupid. Select all. Copy. Cancel. Go this way. Go here. I don't have you in my friends list yet, but I will fix that. I will fix that. I will end up saving your phone number, my phone. I won't give it out to anyone. Just, I respect people. Like, even if, I don't think it will ever happen, but if you and I ever had a beef, I would never, no matter how pissed I am, would not put your shit out there.
Alright, so you see how easy...
For real, why the fuck did it allow it this way, but won't let me join in and find you? What the fuck?
Alright, so look.
For real.
I'm gonna resend you the link. When you get the link, it should do exactly what it just did for me.
It should, but that's the issue. And it's like, the only thing that I can say that might be somewhere a bit of a hiccup is maybe the app, and it's possible, works a little better on Android, because I can tell with the green coming in, you're not on iPhone. There's nothing wrong with that. But in theory, it should work the exact same on Android and on iPhone, and there's this weirdness. Now, originally, the weirdness is coming from Twitter, but I don't care why.
Yeah, see, Twitter, I don't know. I believe it's something with your phone settings and stuff, because Twitter, you want to close out all your apps.
Yeah, I literally went and I closed every single fucking thing I had. I closed Subway. I closed everything. I closed it all. I swiped up like for a hot minute, but I don't know why Twitter wasn't pulling it here.
I've never ran into these problems.
Never. I know. And I mean, my phone, like all my stuff, even like my internet, like I have my own personal firewall thing. Like we've got, dude, my shit is insane. The tech here. I have my own server rack in my house, okay? But like my phone ain't that secure. I'm not gonna lie, my phone is not that fucking secure. So I'm like, holy shit, why are you being such a pain? I don't have it.
I bet you that's what it is. It's something in your settings, in your privacy settings. If you got something extra set up on your phone that's blocking stuff, that's probably what it is.
The only thing the only real settings like that I got are on Safari, so it eats pop-ups for me, so I don't have to deal with it. But that's it. Let me see if I go to the Anchor app, though, directly in the list, if like there's some kind of setting where I can be like... No, it says use cellular data, always use my microphone. When I tap on Safari and search, everything is green. Like, everything's checkmark, good, good, good. It's not really checkmark, it's a little toggle switch button thing, but yeah. Ooh, what the fuck is your problem then? Yeah, try texting the next one, maybe it'll work now. Maybe. We'll see. This is fucking nuts. I'm gonna close all these out again. Okay, there's not an app open on my phone right now at all. Now there is, because I'm opening text. Don't text me. Okay, YouTube news app. Not news app, but news team. I only care when there's traffic and I'm traveling. I'll close this out, wait for that to go through, then I'll open it, and then in theory this shit should work. Because it's not. We don't know why. Let's see. Because this is nuts. I don't get why it's like... There we go. Okay. Yeah, leave here. Go here. Bitch, that's not incorrect. I literally just pulled that. You are fucking lying. It was, I copied and pasted that shit straight the fuck out of my email. Oh, the fuck is your problem? Yeah, literally copy. Literally go back here. What the fuck is it doing? Why did it put in a bunch of numbers? I don't even know. Are you working now? Okay. Maybe. Right. So, let's see if I got that text. I didn't see my phone light up. Yes, I do. Alright. Work. Oh my god, all it does is launch the app. I don't have any security things like this, bro. My phone ain't that locked down. Like, my security settings is like, you can't access my GPS unless I told it to when I'm in the app, and only while using the app. What the fuck? So... No. This is what I get for not doing it through Apple when it suggested that I do that. It was like, you can do this through your phone. Oh, shut up. Alright, let's see. Where's my privacy settings? Yeah, it's not even hitting that under privacy. I got motion and fitness, files and folders, meeting, Apple Music, HomeKit, Research Center and usage data, health, camera, speech recognition, microphone, local, Bluetooth, photos, reminders, contacts, camera, and calendar. Well, das fuck. Okay, let me go. No, yeah, microphone says it's set for Anchor. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Why is this like being such a pain in the ass? And when I click it now, it says, sorry, this recording has ended. Like, I don't know if you did that or not, Mastermind, but for real, this shit's like starting to make me go, what the hell? I've never had an issue like this. Let me go, done. Save the photos. I mean, I'll have to save you on my phone because this is driving me nuts with messages. Yeah. I'm adding you in right now. And... did I click info? Yeah, no. Create new content, master. Whoa! Typo. I'm horrible at typing on this big ass phone. It's like too far for my fingers to stretch or something. My thumb's like, no. Yeah, ever since I switched to this new iPhone, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, from my SE, it's like every time I type the word and, it comes out as abs. My thumb just can't get over enough. It's too big. My tiny little hands, my big ass. My phone is literally bigger than my hand. Yeah. Now you're trying from an Apple phone? What the fuck? Alright, let's try this. Didn't even know you had one there, but that's fine. Let's try it. Dude, it's not coming through as a link. Like, it is, but it's like not. Oh, fuck! Okay. So somehow Anchor app doesn't like iPhones and Androids to cross-communicate? But that worked. What the fuck? That's crazy. Oh, it's working. I'm happy it's working.
Alright, so that's
one problem solved. Whew. Step one.
Alright, I'm finna send an invite through my Android phone because this iPhone I have don't quite fit this damn.
No, I understand, man. Hopefully the next one will come through. Like, I don't get it. This connected just fine and worked. I don't.
I tell you what, nah, fuck it, we gonna run with this.
He's like, I'll make it work.
We'll run like that. Even though I ain't got too much long battery life on this iPhone, but we'll run with it.
Plug it in. Just grab it a cord. That's what I do. Actually, that's what I brought mine in here for.
Yeah, this old. You don't know what they call that cable. Alright, so we're gonna do an audio check.
Power bar. So it can reach. Alright, now I'm not gonna be losing you. Alright, there's that. Okay, one step down. 40 million to go.
Alright, so it's the audio check. The thing we're gonna. Have you seen E3?
Yeah, but like I've been watching highlight reels and stuff instead. Cause I was watching the one and I just had to stop because they were getting clowned on so hard and on the YouTube comments.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what we'll do. We're just gonna do like I told you in the Twitter thing, your first your top three your first top three showcases, who did the best top three and who was the three worst. We'll just kind of go from there. Did you hear the last episode I did?
No, dude, you have no idea what my day was like yesterday. Migraine hell.
Alright, that's cool. I just retouch on a couple things, but that's the main thing. Just the first three showcases, and the 3 that didn't do so good. And I'm gonna go back and play this audio back to make sure you can hear us both good. So yeah, we're just talking in normal voice now. Can you hear me on your end pretty good?
Oh yeah, but I got my volume jacked up, to be honest. So like.
Okay, yeah, your volume good on this end.
Yeah.
I'm finna end it. I'm finna test it out, and then the next link I send you, that's gonna be the real thing.
Alright.
Because as soon as I send you the link, as soon as you come in, that's when the podcast starts.
Okay.
And what's your gamer name? You want me to introduce you your
just Pyretta, like just use Pyretta, because my gamer tag itself is like an alternative of my name. It's Pyretta Sapphire with 1 P, but I just go by Pyretta. It's easier to find me that way, and the name's Pyretta Blaze, so just makes it easier. I'm like looking at the mic. I need to move my camera. Used to be on my mic stand, and then I moved it because I wanted to be an asshole and make it to where they could see my Che shirt saying the only good dead comic. He's got the third eye dead dot because he got shot in the face. I know, I'm cold. I was like, oh, it's Che's birthday, and the UN's all congratulating and acting like he was such a great humanitarian. No, he wasn't. He was a murderer. A mass murderer. I'm not cool with that. That'd be like celebrating Hitler's birthday. Not down with that shit. I think the UN has done forgot that this guy was like a very evil man. So, I'm not down with that. I just... It like I said, if I could, I'd have a shirt that would say something about, like, you know, cyanide works, and like have a picture of Hitler all dead. Don't care. Like, I don't like evil people. Alright, so we just gonna focus on audio. I may start the Twitch cam up if it don't, my PC don't explode on me, because you know, storing stuff be blowing up. So I'm gonna test out this audio. The next link I send you, that's gonna be the real one. And I may butcher your name because I'm not good at pronouncing. Just say Pyretta or Pie. Pyretta? Yeah, but yeah, it's Pyretta. Pyretta. Alright, gotcha. Yeah, it's the color of fire. Okay, bet. Let me test this audio out, and I'm sending you the next one. Alright, sounds good. Alright, so in theory, folks, we got this going. Hey, Solvent, what's up? We're doing some testing. It's like, this is cool. I'm gonna have to dig more into the Anchor app. I don't know why we were having like issues originally connecting. Man, I feel bad. He probably used like his girl's phone or something to message me to get that, and then like, that sucks. Let's get this working. Love to talk some E3. Hey, Saul, have you been watching any of the E3 stuff, man? You mother truck. That is like the most useless. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, I'll save it for another one. Your website is trash, bro. Your website is trash. Okay, I don't have the new link yet. Waiting for it. Let's check again, because like my phone, I don't have it, or I'm getting like blank notifications. I don't want it to like blow up. You looked at the COD one, so. Dude. The Capcom was like horrible. I'm just like, talk about way to disappoint all your fans. Just saying. Like, and Capcom, like, how do you disappoint your fans? Like, wow. Can't wait to talk about that one. Can't wait. How garbage. And I love you, Capcom. I actually love you. But crap. Because, like, I loved Mega Man. But crap, dude. And Darkstalkers. You guys did Darkstalkers. Aw, I missed that arcade game. It was so awesome. The Darkstalkers World of Darkness was my favorite. Hands down. It's probably in, like, my... It's definitely my top 10. Yeah, it's probably my top 5. It's just shy of top 3. Because some nostalgic ones hold that. For arcade games, there's some nostalgic ones that just hold my little heart. Yo, I'm not getting that new text yet. What the hell? Meow meow. Meow. What you doing, Simming girl? Being a terror. I am the terror. Flaps in the night. Meow. Oh, you're playing with something. I don't know if you guys saw her scoot in the frame right there. That little bit. But her fat butt doesn't play with stuff. Well, she did when she lost a couple pounds, but then, like I said, she gained it all back in like a month of eating Tex food. He had to be on the high protein. He was starving from... It was residual side effects from the skin cancer he had. I just want to make sure, because when she does stuff like this, usually there's like a spider. I'm gonna go poke my head real quick. I swear I have shorts on. It's gonna look like I don't want to stand up because my shirt is that long. But look, there are shorts. I swear to God. See, I have shorts on. But it's gonna look like I don't. You don't look good. Hi. You don't have like a buzz or something, do you? In here? I'm only dark. I don't see any spiders though. You actually want to play, if you're feeling frisky, go for it. It'd be nice to see you actually play like you did a month or so ago. Well, today's been a month and 2 days since my cat passed, so 2 months ago she gained all the weight. She was looking at me like, what? I don't know if you guys can see that shit in the frame. That's fucking funny. Alright, why is that like, okay. Dude, is it not sending out on the... Hey, is it not sending out from the... Is it not sending out to me from Android?
I haven't tried.
Oh no, I just didn't know. I thought you were gonna send it back from the Android. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I was like, what the fuck? That's cool.
I'm gonna resend it again, okay?
No, that's cool, that's cool. Do what you gotta do. We'll get it figured out. Oh man, when I'm in there, I need to like somehow like find a way to be like, can I tap on this and friend you? Dude. But that was weird. He also, when he searched for me on Anchor, it's like there is no Pirate Ablaze. So that's like hella weird. Yeah, everything has got nothing, got nothing. What the fuck? Alright, let's do this now. Not the new one. Joining in. Alright.
We are here, finally.
Alright, it's working.
It's your boy Mastermind Mind, and this is a special episode E3 Talk. I said I was gonna butcher your name.
It's okay.
I did anyway, but we're just going short for Pi.
Yep, it's Pyretta Blaze, but just call me
Pyretta
Pie.
Blaze.
It's okay. Everybody calls me Pie, and I like pie. So.
It's been a long day, long night.
Ooh.
All right, so listen, E3 has we just left some greatness on E3. I talked about a couple things. There's a couple things that I'm gonna come back and kind of touch on. I ain't even get to speak on Nintendo, but we here now. So my top three was I'm gonna come right back to you because on the previous episode I gave my top three, and my top three was this is before Nintendo, but now Nintendo is in that top three. My top three is Xbox and Bethesda, Ubisoft, and now Nintendo. And I go my three I don't like later on, but yeah, I'm gonna pass the floor up to you because I touched on most of it, but I want to know what you are mostly excited. Really excited about this E3 and your favorite three showcases.
Honestly, the ones, okay, I have to preface this. This is one of the first E3s that, for me, literally everything I was hoping for, I got the exact opposite, and the things that I thought were going to be terrible or just meh, I wouldn't care that much about, are literally, like, the things that I'm interested in. I hadn't figured that would be the case with me, but this year, particularly, it is. The Elden Ring was, like, probably my favorite, to be honest, but, while I'm not familiar with the gameplay of Dark Souls, I understand a lot about the story because my brother has played it and will talk my ear off about it, and it's apparently a game I should play. It is his favorite game, but it's one that, like, with the way the gameplay is and the storyline and just because I've seen some of the visuals, I'm like, okay, I've just not sat down and played it. I need to probably get into that because I probably would dig the crap out of it. But that Elden Ring looked... it was gritty, but it still was vibrant in color. And I'll touch on that later when I get into Final Fantasy. But Elden Ring was probably my number one. Dude, I'm gonna be able to, like, it's open world. I always love open world games. You're gonna be able to be on a mount, because being on an open world game where you don't have some form, like how Breath of the Wild lets you do the kiting and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can ride on horses and stuff. If you're in a huge expanse open world and can't be on a mount, it kind of sucks. Or some type of little speed boost. Once you have those things, it's different. Some games don't. And they tend to not do as well. And it's just because it's not as manageable for the players. But it's a pretty expansive open world. Now, I wouldn't say it's as big as, like, Elder Scrolls necessarily. And I don't mean online, because that's huge. I mean, like, their individual chapters, like when they did, you know, like Somerset Isles and Oblivion and Skyrim. I would say it might be just a smidge smaller map-wise comparatively from the way it looks. But that showcase was the one that made me go, I want to play that game. And I didn't think I was going to want to play something from them. And I don't recall who puts out Dark Souls.
It's a PlayStation exclusive, but I forgot the studio.
Yeah, like, and I'm not going to always remember all the studios.
Yeah,
but that was one, you know, I can just Google it real quick. Who did it? Elden Ring. Let's see, Elden Ring game. Because that's coming out in, like, a few days.
Elden Ring? I thought you know.
Yeah.
Elden Ring? Yeah, that's a new game.
Yeah, that's coming out.
That's not a PlayStation exclusive.
Dude, it's, as I say, I think it's cross-platform. I think it's not going to be on PC. I think it's going to be just Xbox and PlayStation, but you're getting the mains, so, you know, the biggest consoles.
Yeah.
No offense to Switch, I'm not dogging it. But that's one I'm really, like, dude, I was blown away by that. It just was very visually stunning. Like I said, it was gritty where it needed to be with, like, monsters and stuff, but it was still vibrant in color. There were some games that were shown that were a little flat and dull. Elden Ring is by... Here, let's see. PC Gamer should say which studio it's from.
My PC on my end.
From Software? So, like, is that their name? From Software? No fucking way. That just sounds like they typoed.
I think it is a new
Platform.
It is a new IP though.
Okay, because it's literally, it is. It's from capital F, and then it's a compound word, From Software, And so, like in PetSmart, you know how the P and the S were capitalized? The F and the S in From Software are capitalized in the compound word of their name. I get it now. I thought that was a typo. I apologize to you and your journalist. I'm so sorry. I was not trying to dog on you, PC gamer, I swear. I just thought it was like a typo because that shit happens.
True.
So they are a totally new studio, but it just looked amazing. Granted, some of these things, like, they'll look good, but then when you get into the gameplay, like, the gameplay's fine, but the button controls. So that might be my only hang-up, is if the button controls are intuitive, or if they're a little clunky. But
yeah, that's something I mentioned was, like, combat. Like, fighting style. I'm interested to see how they're going to do that, because, I mean, Witcher's combat was pretty, it was okay. Assassin's Creed combat is pretty dope. The last one was even better. But the new Assassin's Creed, the combat need to be a little bit worked on, but at the same time, when it comes to like open world games, you know what I'm saying, that combat has to be right. So I'm interested to see how they you know what I'm saying, how they go with the whole combat role. But Elder Rings was definitely one of my picks. I actually got it on one of my lists up here. Elder Rings was definitely one of my picks though.
Yeah, and that comes out in just like literally a handful of days. It comes out on the 21st, I think. Maybe 22nd? No, 21st is Thursday, right? Yeah. So it'll come out on June 21st. It looked amazing. I don't have it pre-ordered, but honestly, I'm gonna be going to GameStop tomorrow because there was another game I was supposed to get that dropped in like 5 or 6 days. I don't even remember which one it is now. Oh no, they're releasing the Metroid on Switch. You're gonna have the first 3 Metroids on Switch. That will be releasing next Thursday. That's what I need to go pre-order just so it's there. Or will actually be like, oh shit, is it coming out tomorrow? Well, my GameStop should have plenty.
No, that Metroid is coming out. What is it? 10/8/21, and yeah, the Elder Ring. That's coming out like 2022.
So my friend Solvit pointed out something that honestly I didn't even really consider when looking at some of the stuff with the if it's being released on like Xbox, PC, PlayStation. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I was doing other things in the background watching E3. I multitask with everything I do basically. I don't recall any that were exclusive, not necessarily exclusive, but were like really being pushed for PlayStation 5. Do you remember any games that were being pushed specifically for the 5? Because my friend Solvent here was like saying he's still waiting for a must-have PlayStation 5 game to drop.
Yeah, that's because PlayStation wasn't at E3. That's why you didn't hear a lot of things about PlayStation games or anything, because PlayStation didn't come to this E3. PlayStation is doing their own thing to where they're having like their own little state of play. They still haven't really revealed the date when they're having that. That'll actually probably be either tomorrow or probably next month. But they're not at E3. Them and Rockstar, they didn't come to E3.
Oh, damn, because I know I missed some at E3, but Rockstar wasn't there either? Shit.
Yeah, Rockstar skipped out.
I wonder if that was related to things with the pandemic and the coup, or if that's...
No. PlayStation, they skipped out last year, even before the pandemic. PlayStation just like, they don't like, for one, E3 puts a big old spotlight on a lot of developers and whatnot and games to where it's like, y'all ain't got it done, you still got to show something. Yeah. And it's always a lot of pressure. So I feel like with PlayStation, they was like, you know what, we're already the leaders, and we don't really want that pressure on us. We'll just do our own little thing. And so that's kind of what they've been doing for about 3 years now.
I'm just getting back into some of these things because honestly, my life was chaotic the last 5 years, and it's getting a lot better. And it's been a while. Well, other than earlier today, it's been a while since I've sat here in this chair on stream and was like, oh, my rib popped out of alignment. Like, I'm kind of healthy now and okay. I mean, not always, but so, like, tending to myself, I don't always get to sit here and watch and look at the things that I would want to. But I didn't know that PlayStation was kind of, like, withdrawing on that. Because last I'd been... Because honestly, like, yeah, last year I think I only watched 2 showcases, and I can't even recall what they were. Because they both were kind of just, like, could have been better, could have been worse. Like, the games look fine, but just the way that was done, I was like, eh. I think the last real E3 showcase that I watched, other than, like, this year's... before everything with my accent and all that was whatever year they released Until Dawn, and I have that game. What year did that?
Until Dawn. Oh shit,
that dropped in. Hold on, I can't quite read. I'm holding it right now though.
Yeah, that
But
was
I'm farsighted as shit. It dropped in 2015, okay? So that's been a hot minute, but my rec
Oh,
was
yeah,
5.5
it's
years
really
ago,
good.
so I've mostly I'm recovered as much as I'm gonna be, and now I'm finally able to get into doing things and sitting for long periods of time. It was like 10 minutes standing, 10 minutes laying. When you alternate like that, you don't care about what's going on that TV screen. You don't care.
Yeah.
Like, so I have fallen away from it. So I hadn't noticed that PlayStation wasn't really there representing at E3, and now that I'm kind of now that you're thinking about it, thinking about it after you said that, I'm noticing, their presence was pretty absent in the showcases that I did watch. So, yeah, yikes.
And the other reason, it don't come out to next year, January the 19th, 2022.
Okay, because like I would love to see what exclusives they're pushing. You know,
What, PlayStation?
Yeah.
Well, the exclusive that PlayStation is pushing is Ratchet and Clank. That was one. See, right before E3 began, Ratchet and Clank just came out last week. So right before E3 began, their main focus was Ratchet and Clank, and remember Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Forbidden West, which is the second installment in another AAA title that they got. They premiered that like weeks right before Ratchet and Clank. So that they kind of already gave you a setup of their own little E3.
All right. So they're big. Wow, Ratchet and Clank. A lot of people do that. Like, what studio?
I give you a quick rundown of some PlayStation exclusives that we're definitely expecting. Ratchet and Clank just dropped Horizon Forbidden West. That'll probably drop November, October later on this year. God of War, they pushed it back to 2022. We just got the
I like God of War.
version. Yeah, they pushed it back. We got the PS5 version of Final Fantasy VII that just dropped. Like I think yesterday or day before yesterday. Like the
for the
PS5
remake, that remake. Just if you haven't seen it,
graphics.
I've only played a little bit. I haven't done it on the PlayStation 5 because I only have the 4. But for those of you with a PlayStation 5 and you don't have a 4, get it. I am not a Final Fantasy franchise player. This is my first foray into it. But the bit that I have done has been absolutely fantastic. I was blown away by it. And honestly, that's why I wanted to get it, because when I saw the trailer for it and everything, and it showed a little bit of the gameplay, not a lot, I was like, this looks so pretty and so fun. And I was like, I gotta give it a whirl. So it has been my first experience into the Final Fantasy realm, other than the knowledge I have from my friends that played it. So I'm glad that PlayStation 5's finally getting it, because it's beautiful, it's amazing. I'm starting to see even prettier on the PlayStation 5, and especially if you're running one of those like crazy like 8K TVs or some crap like that. Like, oh, I bet it's just, because it's on my little crummy TV that in here from streaming. It was so stunning. I was blown away by it. Deep already beat the first part of it. It's gonna be 3 installments, so they're gonna get their first installment soon.
Two, just like back in the day when PS1, when they had 2 discs for the game, and so it's gonna be 2 parts of it. But they dropped the DLC also, so you got with the PS5 update and the DLC that just dropped. So that was like, that's PlayStation way of saying, hey, we're not at E3, but our presence is still being known and still present. So
game copies out there.
That's a drop. They just dropped the Last of Us 2 update enhancement. I think beginning of this month. So PlayStation is kind of been a little busy, doing stuff that they normally would probably do, or I would say normally would even do during E3, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And you also got I said God of War. There's Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is another one. And did you see the Xbox showcase?
No, only because I will never play on Xbox. It's not a dig on Xbox, but with my dinky ass hands, their controllers, as they get larger and larger with each fucking console, I dislocate more and more of my joints. Like, I have a ring splint. It is not a ring, it's not decoration, it's literally to keep that your first joint by your fingernails called your dip joint. Like, you're gonna dip into some salsa, and that dip joint dislocates all the time. When I'm on those bigger controllers, I start to dislocate my thumb out of alignment, and that's one I can't put in on my own. don't want to require a doctor for. So I don't play it only because of that. Now, if Pelican, remember the back in the day, like early 2000s, you could go to like Walmart, Target, GameStop, wherever. Babbage's was still open back then, and you could get the Pelican branded controllers, and they would work. You would have them for PlayStation, you had them for Xbox, you had them for like GameCube. They were so much smaller that I love those. I still have one of them. Those were perfect. If Pelican came back and kind of continued that line the way they did before, I would play Xbox with no problem. It's just physically for me too hard on my hands and it hurts. I'm not going to sit there and play a game that physically hurts me. There are games that are going to be coming to Xbox probably that I would love to play that are going to be exclusives that I'm never going to get to because it will physically hurt me, and that sucks. But I would watch some other people play, so I'll be on Twitch watching people stream that shit. I will.
You can play with a keyboard and mouse though, right?
Through the Xbox?
Yeah. Series X. You can play with a keyboard and mouse on some games, and you can actually play, especially if you mod it. But I'm pretty sure in the future they'll have it to where, because you can play with a PS5 controller on a PC and still play your Xbox game.
Yeah, you could do like a remote play thing. Like I didn't think Xbox had that, but if Xbox has something that's like remote play, now that I might look into, because I wasn't like a Halo person, but they didn't really have the exclusives before, but they're starting to get exclusives now. Like they're getting one that I went ape over. I can't remember the name of it. It was some space game, and it wasn't like alien-y space, but it was like really cool and so pretty. And Bethesda's giving it to Xbox only. They're not letting, because Microsoft bought Bethesda. And that hurts me because I am an Elder Scrolls player. I love it. Granted, I've only played since Oblivion, but I have over 800 hours in Skyrim. I'm not even going to tell you the embarrassing amount of hours I have in the Elder Scrolls Online, because it's embarrassing. But I play the fuck out of those games. I do like what Bethesda does with those. I'm just starting to get into Fallout, and so I'm like, okay, Bethesda's got really great storyline. That's the thing for me. Your storyline. If you got writers that are great, like, I can let a lot of things slide if the story's good enough. Like, oh, okay, yeah, the combat's a little hokey, but, unless it's a super pain. So, stories will keep me, and I gotta give that to Bethesda. They've got some of the best writers, and yet, I was actually not super keen on their some of the things that I was seeing people mention on a highlight from it seemed like the Bethesda one was a little disappointing compared to what it should be. I don't know if they were fully prepared or not.
Well, so let me ask you, so what is it that you didn't like about the Bethesda showcase?
What I was seeing was, it just looked like everything that they were showing was just, it wasn't really, the titles that people were expecting weren't being brought up. Like, everybody wants to know when the next Elder Scrolls 6 installment will be out. Mum is the word on that. They won't say crap. Your Fallout 76 is over a year old. You're due to drop an Elder Scrolls game, and you won't even talk about it. Like, that's probably the worst thing there.
So let me ask you this. So you said Fallout 76 is a year old, true, but you do know that they're dropping DLCs and more stuff for Fallout 76.
Yeah, but for Elder Scrolls though, like, the thing is, so what they do usually, or I don't know if they've changed, because Microsoft buying things may have changed the way they operate it, because they can do that, they may have not changed it, because they can do that too. But before it was bought out, Bethesda used to have their dev teams alternate. They would have them make the core part, like, because they had a DLC team that's separate, apparently, that, like, creates those. But for the core section of the games, when one game is being built, the other one has, just been put out and released, so you've got that downtime to finish up the game. And it's supposed to be like a 2 to 3 year overlap process and how they do these things, and that's why it was like dropping, well, like, I think it was like a 6-year gap on the Fallout series, or a 4-year gap, something like that. But they, they've got this game out, and when did Fallout, do I have it here? Nope, it's out there too in the living room. All my games are out in the living room. I've got like 13 in here, and they're not all, but Fallout 76, let me see, Fallout 76 release. Hello. because they should have had at least an announcement. And I know they're doing the DLCs, but those teams are separate. So Fallout 76 dropped in November of 2018. Here we are in 2021, and they won't even say, yeah, we're in production on Elder Scrolls 6, and we are titling it blah. They won't even give us that. And I'm like,
well, yeah, true, but you gotta think. This is on E3 to where, you know what I'm saying, their main focus was to show the studios that they're buying up, whether they already bought up, and their partnership with Bethesda.
Now, I do know
anything outside of that range was like, you know, we're gonna kind of save that to the Xbox show, or there's more game shows that's coming.
I would have thought they would have saved it for the Xbox showcasing, if it weren't for the fact that they dropped the info about whatever the Infinite, I think, is the new Halo title, but the new Halo title, which. Yeah, I'm certain made fans super duper happy. There are so many Halo fans. I totally get it, and I'm happy for you guys. It was just not my cup of tea. I love Red versus Blue though. But Halo itself just wasn't for me, and that's okay. Just a little. And I know people that love Halo. But so I know that announcement made so many people happy. But there's so many more people because, you know, Elder Scrolls started on PC. Then it was PC and PlayStation, and now it's gonna be, you know, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, like, you know, there's people dying for this. Like, this is...
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It'll eventually happen, but it's like, are you gonna make people wait like a decade? Let's see, when did Skyrim release? Let me check that, because technically you can't include ESO because it's an MMORPG. It's like comparing WoW to Diablo. You just can't. It's not quite the same. So, Skyrim release date.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. It's just I think they was kind of they main focus at this E3, and you gotta remember you only get like 30 minutes on E3. 30 minutes, but
I think you get like 20. It's pretty quick. I admit that.
A short window time frame. So I think they did a good job. Even though they did show a lot of gameplay, they mostly showed just just footage of the games and whatnot, but it wasn't a lot of gameplay.
Yeah. But so it released 10 years ago this November. The last Elder Scrolls game. Okay, come November 11th, it'll be a decade since they've released an Elder Scrolls, not an online, an Elder Scrolls title. And that's where I'm like...
You gotta say the best for last, I guess.
I'm like, as long as it's really good, like... But if some of the people remember those crazy glitches, like especially the water glitch that was on Hokey, when Skyrim first released, and I'm glad they patched all that shit. But at first, it was a hot mess. It was like, I can't believe they released it, and they'd only had, let's see, Oblivion came out in 2006, so, hold on, I gave my fingers, I'm dyslexic, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5-year difference. 5 years later, they drop. Yeah, it's been more. So we're basically double from. So in 2006, they released Oblivion. 2011, they released Skyrim. We're in 2021. We're overdue, man.
Yeah, true.
That pregnant girl's ready to pop and has been ready to pop. Let's have our baby. We want it.
Yeah, true.
But I get that the Halo fans, like, and maybe that was intentional so that way Halo can get the spotlight. Because when was the last Halo game released? Really, it's been more than a decade.
No, it's well, they've been working on stuff.
ESO doesn't count because it's an MMORPG. That's like comparing WoW to Diablo. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Another game that they kind of showcased was what was it called? I think it's called Starfield. Starfield looked pretty good, but they didn't show enough info on that. Now let me ask you, what are your takes on them buying up all these studios? Because they bought up a bunch of studios.
Okay.
That their main thing was at E3 showcasing that, hey, y'all want AAA titles, exclusive games from Xbox? Well, we're going to bring it to you. And we're going to bring it to you by purchasing up all these studios.
So, oddly enough, before E3 happened, like literally 5-6 days ago, Devil and I had this conversation. It wasn't a conversation. It got heated. I was pissed because I'm just angry. Because... like I said, they're taking... what the hell was the name of that one game? Because I was like, damn it, I wanted to check that out. Let's see. Bethesda... new titles. 2021. Actually, maybe that one's coming out in 2022. No, I think it's 2021. But, oh my god, it was so sick looking. Maybe it was the Starfield. Let me look at it. Pictures.
Yeah, Starfield was one that was really anticipated.
Yeah. And that's gonna go straight to Xbox. That's the
Yeah.
space one that wasn't like super sci-fi because I'm not big into sci-fi. I'm moderate. I prefer fantasy, but it looked so pretty. And because I was seeing stuff before what was released at E3, it was little teaser things, and it looked so pretty. It didn't really have a lot of the gameplay, but it looked pretty enough to make me go, "Ooh, I want that." And then when I was reading on it, like, "Oh, it's not coming to PlayStation at all. You can fuck off. It's only on Xbox." I'm like,
yeah, because of that deal they made.
and this is where I'm like, it hurts that, like, I get for Microsoft it's a good move, it's smart. If you think about it, they don't really have exclusive titles as much as like PlayStation. PlayStation does dominate in that. Deeble is right when he said that, and I like get it, I understand, and I'm all for capitalism, but I guess my thing is more of a hesitation. I am worried that the next Elder Scrolls will not be released on PlayStation. I'm worried I'm going to be forced to play it on either Xbox or I don't have a PC. I can run an emulator. I can like sandbox Windows on my computer and run it on my Mac and play it that way, but I really don't want to.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you got to think about it, though. I think it's actually a good thing because
you know I'm like live, right?
Huh?
Okay, sorry.
Oh, I said, yeah, I think it's a good thing because of the fact that, I mean, the exclusive that PlayStation has, something like God of War, something like Uncharted. People that has an Xbox, they're probably saying the same thing. Like, man, I really don't want to buy a PlayStation just for Uncharted or God of War.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna skip out on that.
Especially if they only want like one title. I get it, but
Yeah.
And
But
honestly,
that's
I think it would be less of an issue if consoles weren't as expensive as they are. I mean, I get it, but I think if they were less expensive to where people, it was more affordable, people could have both, and it wouldn't be as big of a deal for some of the gamers. Just, I get exclusivity, but then I'm also like, in a way, like, yeah, it's gonna boost Xbox sales, but not that much. I think you would probably end up selling more if you just allowed the games to be on as many platforms as possible. I think that would generate them more revenue than just, a few extra Xbox sales. Like, okay, you sell like a couple grand more Xboxes, but so it's like a couple grand more game, or 2,000 more games, but then you're like you're not getting, if you had everything on as many platforms as possible, you would have even more sales. I sometimes exclusivity can be negative, and that's things that like even like other businesses outside of the gaming industry do face. Like, try to go get Baja Blast anywhere. You fucking can't unless you're at Taco Bell. No dig on that. I go to Taco Bell all the time. But
you got to think about it. I mean, it's just like it's just like an artist record deal or a team record deal. Like LeBron James. LeBron James can't just go and play for
any team he wants. Yeah.
Yeah. So with the game, what they're doing in the gaming industry, I think it's a cool thing, and it creates it's a natural competitive spirit to it.
Oh, competition's good and necessary because if you don't have competition, you'll die faster. You thrive when you have competition. That's why gas stations will be like cross corner from one another, diagonally across, and stuff like that. Or you're like, why is there literally a Starbucks right next to the Dunkin' Donuts? Because it literally helps them both. They both generate more revenue that way than they do if they are separated further. So I get that point. That's a good point. But I in a way, I feel like inundating the market with games on as many platforms as possible would likely generate more sales and revenue. I might be wrong on that, but I just feel like it would.
Yeah, it would sell more if it's, universal, but hey, Bethesda probably was struggling, and Xbox looked at the opportunity like, wait a minute, even if they're not struggling, Xbox just looked at the opportunity like, wait a minute, we need to hurry up and start producing exclusive titles because we're making deals, but PlayStation got us beat, so we gotta.
Because PlayStation's got the majority. They got the ones most I remember for the longest time, people would be like, "Do you want the Xbox or do you want the PlayStation?" Everybody was like, "What's God of War coming out on?" And it was like, "Damn, that's kind of cold." I was like, "That's not the response I expected,"
Hold on one second. The podcast may clip at 30, but we're gonna start back. Let's see what it do. Oh, I think it's still running.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes it'll clip at 30 and you have to restart it. But yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
So I was just thinking, I mean, because I don't know if they're doing it to generate maybe excitement about the console or if they're doing it for sales. I don't think Bethesda and ZeniMax were financially hurting, but if you're not selling your house, but someone offers the right fucking price, you're probably gonna at least consider selling, right?
Yeah, but you got to remember also when the pandemic first started, a lot of stuff got pushed back. Perfect example. When the pandemic first started and they showed Halo didn't look that good because a lot of developers, they're starting to work from home. So with that being said, a lot of everything was shut down. Yeah. So a lot of these game studios, they lost money and they lost a lot of workers. So that's something also to remember and to consider. And then two, Xbox just looked at it like, wait a minute, where do people play most of the Bethesda games? Probably mostly on Xbox. I may be wrong, but then again, Xbox, that was actually a perfect strategy. If PlayStation would have did the same thing, it would have been just it's like chess and checkers in a competition of Xbox versus PlayStation. If PlayStation would have did the same thing, it would have been a smart move on them too.
Yeah, and I just double checked the amount just so people know. It wasn't like a small potato deal. They didn't buy Bethesda. They actually bought ZeniMax is really what happened. I keep saying Bethesda because they're the actual, it's their system. But ZeniMax or ZeniMax Online was bought for $7.5 billion. So when people are wondering, like, what was the money enough to consider doing this and knowing that, you may lose your exclusivity with PlayStation and be forced into doing it with Xbox, for $7.5 billion, I'm certain they sleep just fine at night with their decision. And I don't blame them. Just, damn it, you're taking stuff away from me I'm probably one of the few that won't hop ship and buy both. Now, if Evil buys one and there's some way I can, like you said, do it with like a remote play type thing like PlayStation has and use the keyboard and mouse, I'll be fine. But I cannot handle their big ass controllers. They just kill me. Or if they would make smaller controllers, or if if Pelican would come back, if we had generic controllers from some other, third party company that were just a more manageable size. Because even the PlayStation 4 controllers, like, I worry that PlayStation 5 is gonna be too big for my hands. I don't know what I'm gonna do if they are. The PlayStation 4 ones will work, but once these die off and you can't buy them anymore and you're stuck with 5 controllers only, I'm screwed. Because my hands can't handle it. Now, I'm in a very small percentage, so I understand. Don't make decisions based on a 0.00003% part of the population. Don't do that. That's stupid. That's how you lose money and go under. But it is something to consider that, sometimes children, women, they tend to be smaller. They still play video games, right? Maybe you should offer a small but a higher priced line. I would not mind paying $25 extra per controller if it would fit in my paws. That's all. Because like I understand that I'm a weird size and I have a health issue that like makes this a problem for my grip, and because I don't just hold the controller like and use buttons as the game changes. I'm always doing the claw grip on the controllers, and my little hands can't handle it on those big old the big old Xbox ones. Now, like I said, that's a slight concern for just me. As far as the exclusivities, that's why it hurts me. I do like that it's going to actually give them a more competitive edge, because honestly, what's been the last badass title to come out on an Xbox? When it came to Xbox One, I can't think of a title that was for it and exclusive that everybody went ape shit over.
Horizon. And Horizon, and I'm gonna touch into that real fast. The reason why I say Xbox did a great job at E3 because of Horizon. Horizon is one of the best looking games that's out. Well, it's not out yet, but it's one of the best looking games
coming
right now. And with that game, that's Xbox exclusive. They're working on Perfect Dark, which is another Xbox exclusive. So they got some hitters coming on down the pipeline, and they didn't show Perfect Dark during this E3, but they got some hitters coming on down the pipeline. And the mere fact that they showed a lot of games this E3, but not gameplay, gives a lot of hope. Like they showed one game, it looked like Metroid, but it looked just like Metroid. Not like Metroid on Nintendo, the Metroid first-person shooter.
Oh, the Metroid Primes? Yeah, so Devo was showing me that because, like, I'd only ever seen the side-scroller version because he was like, oh, this is going to be a side-scroller. And I was like, wasn't it always? And he had to show me where Prime wasn't. And I was like, oh, whoa, that's cool, but it would probably have annoyed me after 20 minutes. But I know people that only prefer first-person, so that's cool as crap.
Yeah. And another one, here's my list here. So for Xbox, they show, first of all, you got Game Pass. Game Pass is a good value of itself. You got Bethesda got over 30 games that's gonna be on Game Pass. You got the Halo Infinite that's gonna be free to play coming this holiday, and it's gonna be day one on Game Pass. You got an Elder Scroll Online enhancement coming. You got a flight simulator, which is again an Xbox exclusive, and it looks amazing. You got
it's been a long time since a flight simulator's come out.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And you got Ride of Your Life, which is a snowboard game, which is gonna be another. I think that's an Xbox exclusive, and it's on Game Pass. Redfall, I think is another exclusive for 2022. Again, Horizon 5 is a best looking game out right now. Outer Worlds 2, that's an Xbox exclusive. They did a good job at announcing, and Starfield. They did a good job at announcing a lot of like world premieres, which they did the same thing last year. They did a good job with that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, it's something to look forward to on Xbox. And remind you, I don't own an Xbox. I never really owned an Xbox. If I can afford both of them, I'll definitely get it.
I was like, it sounds like you might want one now, though.
I'm only, and see, that's the thing. I would get an Xbox just for Halo, Horizon 5, Flight Simulator, and Perfect Dark. Those would be the top 4 games, and Game Pass, of course, because the value in Game Pass, and honestly, you don't even, if you get the Game Pass Ultimate, you don't really need an Xbox. Honestly, you just play on the cloud. We'll hook your phone up to it and a little controller or whatever, and through the TV. And of course, it's 2021, but by the time we get to 2022 and 2023, the whole Game Pass and cloud is going to be tremendously improved. So with that being said, Xbox is definitely a bang for his buck. And why not? Because Game Pass is cheap, and you can play all of the new games as soon as it come out on Game Pass. And if you don't like it, just cancel it.
And it's not going to limit you to just like 2 at a time. Like, it's like with how PlayStation does it is you get like 2 free games that like each month they feature like this one's free and that one's free. You get game A, game B. I think sometimes occasionally they'll do like a third one as like a little, because it's like a super small one. So like here's this one. It's only like a couple megs. Like, not gonna lie, Contrast was one of them, and honestly, that's a really fun game. If you like some noir stuff and like more of an adventure style, it's really cool. But they limit you, whereas the Game Pass, the cool thing about it is you're gonna have like a full library access. You don't have to just sit there and go in and download that and save it to your library. It's there. And so I thought that was kind of cool because in a way it's almost like the gaming console version of walking into Blockbuster. Don't we remember those days? God, I miss them.
Yeah.
Like, I do like that.
Also, keep in mind also with PlayStation, with their whole thing, sooner or later they're going to wrap up the whole PlayStation Now and the whole PlayStation Plus subscription. That's all going to be into one package. That's another conversation. 2,
I don't even fuck with Now. I don't know anything about it. And I'm a PlayStation user. I'm staring at the little weird. It looks like a slightly canted to the side guitar pick to me. The little logo for it. But I don't know shit about PlayStation Now. I don't touch it. I own a PlayStation.
Yeah, it's basically just old games like PS3 games and whatnot. But also keep in mind with PlayStation, with the PlayStation Plus games. Yeah, it's 2-3 games a month, but you actually get to keep those games as long as you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus. So you can, at any time, you can just re-download those games and replay those games. And with the PS5, majority, 98% of the games that came out on PS4, you can play them for free on the PS5 if you have a PlayStation Plus account. because with the whole PlayStation Collection, with the PlayStation Collection on the PS5, you have a database of PlayStation 4 games you can play on the 5. And right now they have games like God of War, that's on the list. Last of Us, that's on the list.
Yeah.
Uncharted is on the list. So most of their heavy hitter games is on the PlayStation Collection, and you can just go in there easily as long as you got a PlayStation Plus subscription. Go in there easily and download them and start playing.
So you're saying I bought this for nothing?
Huh?
Are you saying I bought this shit for nothing? So I played the 4th installment in the Uncharted series. And I had to get I've never played the other 3. It was the one I cut my teeth on. It's just what I had access to. Because for the longest time, the only console I had until I was 23 years old was the NES. I've played on other ones and my friends had them, but I did not own anything other than the NES until I was 23, where I got my first DS. It wasn't until I was 27 that I got PlayStation 3. So I got into Uncharted 4, beat it, loved it. That was my first experience with Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Like you played a game within a game. That was really weird and cool, but weird. And it pissed me off. That was really hard for me because I've never played that game, didn't know shit about it. I was like, isn't this a Sega game? Why am I playing a fucking Sega game? But I bought the collection, the Nathan Drake collection for Uncharted, so it's the first 3 games on PlayStation. And now I'm like, wait, I didn't have to buy this? Fuck. Like,
No. I mean, well,
because I want to play them,
but
you know.
at the same time, I mean, it's still good because, you know what I'm saying, with us not buying these games and coming up to a point to where now when PlayStation kind of changed things up, that actually helped PlayStation get to that point. Because if we didn't buy these games, PlayStation, they probably wouldn't add this, add on to the PlayStation Plus packages or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, literally, I bought this one used. I didn't buy it when it dropped. I bought this because I didn't realize it was out. Like, I didn't know that this was a collection thing that existed, which kind of upset me. And then I find out that, wait, there's fucking multiplayer in Uncharted 4? What the fuck? I didn't know that. I didn't know that, and I beat the game. But this honestly, I got it at GameStop used for, I don't know, it doesn't say how much it was, but it was like pre-owned. Bought it used. I just got this like 2 months ago. I haven't quite cracked it open yet, obviously. But I was in there looking at what was new and stuff, and that was just like waiting on the bottom. And Devil was like, Uncharted. And I was like, where? What? Because I thought it was new. And I looked at it and I was like, what? And it's the first 3. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna give me that. Because he's played them. I haven't. And I really enjoyed the 4th one. So I was like, well, I'd like to know the story and the continuity. Because he was explaining some of it to me from before. And how it all started and stuff. Because I started by watching him play it, and I was like, alright, I want to play this. This looks like the boy version of Tomb Raider, which it is, but...
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's so cool. And I've never played Tomb Raider, but I've seen my friends play it, and I was just like, nah, because, the graphics back then weren't that good. And I was like, dude, her boobs look like the Madonna, bra with the point. Like, it was weird. So I was like, I don't know if I'd play that game. But Uncharted, when he was playing, I was like, this looks cool as fuck! And he's playing the 4th, because he's played 1 through 3. So I didn't even know that compilation had been put out. And I'm glad that this is becoming a thing with studios. And I'm glad that they are offering it free online for people, or with your passes that you have, or whatever you want to call it, for whatever your console is. Because it is allowing people the opportunity, because of fans like us that have bought it. Well, more fans like Devil and you. But that have bought it and made it to where it's popular enough that they will, even for a limited time, offer it for free for other players. There's new people every day just getting into gaming. Yep. And I want them to experience as many games as possible so that way they can find the ones that are for them. Because I personally believe that gaming is literally for everyone. You just gotta find the game that's for you. Just like reading is for everyone. You just gotta find the book that works for you, Yeah. So, it's cool that they're doing that. Now, with how Xbox is doing it, the library, does the library change out, kind of like how Netflix will take certain things away at certain times? Yep. Okay, so that's how it's going. See, I didn't know if that's how it worked, and I wanted to make sure I was understanding you correctly. So, okay.
Yeah, and two, keep in mind, PlayStation also has another new feature they actually just introduced. It's called Stay at Home. The Stay at Home little feature. Now, with that, is basically they give you a free game, like the old Ratchet and Clank. They gave it to you, and you get to keep it like it's yours. Like you don't have to have the subscription type thing. Like it's yours.
So you didn't have to have the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation Plus. You could just get it. That's cool.
Yes, and that's with the PlayStation. Of course, you have to have it. That's what the new little thing they got called Stay at Home. Yeah, that was pretty dope. I guess that was to Xbox slap in the face to like, hey, y'all change out y'all game. We're gonna give away one free game, and boom. But see, the thing is about that, the whole play at home, you have to catch it because it's only temporary. Temporary, what I mean by that is like they'll drop it on the store. You have maybe 2 weeks to go and download it for you to keep. But once they take it off the store,
it's gone.
You can't go download it and keep it no more because it's not there anymore. So it's like a limited time release.
And if you don't hop on it, you missed out.
If you get it, why it's there, then it's yours to keep.
Well, that's cool that they're doing that though. I didn't realize that. With the Xbox, because this wouldn't be one that people would die over, but with the Xbox showcase, did they by any chance even mention a new Banjo-Kazooie?
They didn't, and I was actually wondering about that. But
that is one I have played on the 360. I used to have a somewhat smaller controller. It's dead now, and I can't replace it. I've not been able to find one even on eBay to replace this one controller so I could play on it. I think it was with my last Pelican, actually. But the little bit that I played of Banjo-Kazooie, mostly with my daughter, was fun. And I'm like, are they going to do a new one? Like, because that was an exclusive title of theirs, and I don't know how big it was. Because I didn't discover it until about 2011. Well, no, 2012, I'd say. But it was really fun, and that would be a title that if I were to get Xbox, I would definitely want to see on Xbox.
Yeah, it's gonna that's gonna happen too, I think, because the company Rare made it, but they did surprise everyone with Pirates of the Caribbean, which is Rare teamed up with them to make that with Disney to make that game. So
because that was on PlayStation. I played the Pirates of the Caribbean movie because that was the one that was like basically one of the 3 games
you're
that
thinking about probably
used the like tilt access thing. So when you were walking across planks, if your controller wasn't in a certain position, oh, you're gonna fall. You're not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's another game. But you're probably thinking about Kingdom Hearts.
No, it wasn't Kingdom Hearts. It was definitely Pirates of the Caribbean because honestly, the story sucked, and I was like, and then everybody's like, yeah, don't you know, movie games are always the worst, and I was like, oh.
I don't remember that one.
But no, the only Kingdom Hearts I played was the very first one, and I couldn't even beat it. It was too hard. I hated the camera angles because it would like zoom you out weird, and like you're seeing this weird part, and you can't see the thing you're fighting. So I got like 2/3 of the way through and gave up on it.
What Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah. If I could permanently, not temporarily, and then when you let go, it goes back, control my camera angle so I can see in the combat, I would like it. But I would get locked up in the corners and on walls and stuff and in the environment, and so that was my beef with the game. Now, maybe in the second and so on and so forth that they released after that, they've improved that, but because it was so bad for me in the first one, I didn't bother with the other ones. I just started watching Storyline play, edited out, like where they cut out like the fights, but they let you see the story of what's going on YouTube.
Oh yeah, what you thinking about the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Lego game?
No, in 2000
at World's End. Talking about that one?
Dude, I think that might have been it because it was like 2009. Hold on, 2009. I think I played that.
Oh yeah.
It was literally when the PlayStation first came out, and they were touting about the, you know, how the controllers had the 6-axis tilt, blah blah. It was one of the 3 games that utilized it. It was the game that utilized it the best, but the story was just it was very devoid of story, which was disappointing.
The thing is with this one at Xbox, they're saying that it's gonna be a brand new story.
Oh, so it's entirely different. Okay, that's cool. Because the first one, I was like, if they're just redoing it and putting it on Xbox, you guys are getting scared. Don't buy it. But if it's a new, fresh...
This is, they're teaming up with Rare, the same people that made Banjo-Kazooie, which used to be, you know what I'm saying, we all know used to be with Nintendo back in the day. So if Rare and Disney's teaming up to make this, it may be something pretty good. And speaking of Rare again, that goes back to my point about Perfect Dark. Yo, Xbox got some. They got their hands on some really good games if they move in the right direction and make it like it should be made. Like if they screw up Perfect Dark, that's gonna be one ball they just dropped. Because they screwed it up last time when it was exclusive on one of the older Xboxes. They should have got that right. Banjo-Kazooie came out on one of the old Xboxes. It was okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's the one I played. That was I think the one that came out with the 360. When you bought it, you basically got it for free, I think. It was okay. I mean, it was cute. I liked it. Like, I dug what I played of it.
It did have that. It did have the N64 feel to it. You know what I'm saying? So they got the potential to really move in the right direction with these upcoming studios and old studios that they already have. This, which is some of their exclusive. So I just think I think they'll get it right this time though. Especially with Game Pass, it's going to introduce to a lot of new gamers. They really can't, you know what I'm saying, just go out and just buy an Xbox. They can just get Game Pass and say, hey, I want to try this new Perfect Dark, or I want to try this new Banjo-Kazooie or whatever, just with Game Pass, try a little trial or whatever. And they just like what they see. Then they'll go out and buy an Xbox.
Well, I think they've got the pressure. If they didn't do as well on the last release, then they know that they can't drop the ball a second time, or basically you just killed that franchise off. And you don't want to start limiting your streams of revenue, you know? You want the franchises to thrive and do well. You want because then that studio's going to do well, and then you can get them to do more games. If the studio goes out, well, fuck, now you got to go find another studio to make the game you want. So you don't want to do that because it's more costly. It's, you know, another relationship you have to build. It's just better. So hopefully this one won't disappoint the fans, because it as a fan, it sucks when you really like a game and then the newest one comes out and you're like all like jazzed up for it, and then it falls flat and you're just like, what the fuck.
Yeah, true.
So I hope that they will do right by that, and I'm certain that not only because, like you said, with the Game Pass, knowing that that's introducing them to, you know, potential new consumers, but also they know that $7.5 billion, they've got a lot of people watching them, and what's going to be being released on Xbox. Basically, with the next 2 years, they're going to be scrutinized heavily. So they know they've got at least 2 years of people watching every little thing they do, and they can't really afford to have a game that bombs. They need to have really solid, strong titles and strong games that not only have replay value, but really excite the players and make them want to talk about it, because then their friends are going to hear about it. That could potentially, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole word of mouth, I think they realize that, like, this is important. But I also think that they're ensuring that they're working with some new studios. To my understanding, they're actually like, small and upcoming. But they're also working with well-established studios to make sure that they are not disappointing fans and gamers. And I think that's going to be a pivotal part to their success in this, and it is a smart move, but Microsoft. But it is a really smart move, and I know they've got some die-hard loyal fan base, so they don't want to disappoint that, and they want to grow, and they know a lot of people are getting excited about, hey, the new systems, and, you know, if they want to sell these new systems to potential new consumers and hook them into their line, they can't afford within the next couple of years to be bombing on games. They know that they've got the titles, have to, whatever they release can't just be acceptable, it has to be above and beyond for right now. And I'm not saying they won't have a title here or there that'll flop, but the ones that will, I predict, are not going to be huge titles, so it won't be as big of a loss. But yeah, this is like, they are taking the stage now by buying up these companies like this, and it would be very disappointing if it all fizzled out. So I really would rather see it flourish and do well for them. But we'll have to see how it goes, because, I mean, you know, stuff can look great, but once you actually get into the gameplay, like real gameplay,
and see,
how's it gonna go?
They didn't show a lot of gameplay at E3. Let me tell you about my second one. Why I chose Ubisoft is the one big one is Avatar. They got an Avatar game they're actually working on, and Ubisoft do a real good job at open worlds with Assassin's Creed. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, they got new DLCs coming with Assassin's Creed.
Ooh,
so
that's gonna be exciting for a lot of people.
Yeah, the Avatar caught a lot of people by surprise, because we wasn't expecting a new actual Avatar game. Now the thing is, with the PS5, the way how the controller and everything is, like, you can feel everything in the controller. the speaker and the controller. You know, the thing is, like, they really utilize a lot of the features on the PS5 with this new Avatar. And the thing is, people are like, yo, because did you see the Avatar trailer?
No, I did not.
Well, if you see
I
the
can pull it up
Avatar
real quick.
trailer and when the guy goes to the Avatar reaches out his tail and touch the little thing and all that.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick and watch it.
You're gonna be able to feel that through the controller.
Here, 22 for Frontiers of Pandora.
Yep.
All right, let me read this real quick.
And also with like the way Horizon Forbidden West, that game, when it come out, the thing is when they show gameplay footage of that, when you're stepping on the sand on the beach, you're gonna be able to actually feel these things.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just seeing the vegetation of the path that, you know, in the very opening of this trailer video. When your arm moves some of the vegetation out of the way and stuff. Dude, that looks really realistic and pretty.
Yeah,
it's textured heavily, and it looks smooth. It's not just clunky and boxed down. It looks smooth. Ooh, those little jellyfish thing are cool.
Yeah, it's another great game. I'm just gonna go down the list. We have Riders Republic. That is a 6v6, a 6 versus 6 team game. Now the thing is, it's dropping September the 2nd this year. Thing is with that, that's snow. You got snowboard, bikes, mountain bikes, fast bikes, slow bikes, wingsuits, jetpacks. You get to play with all of those things, and it's gonna be pretty. Is this
like a modern day version of the old school game on Nintendo called California Games?
Kind of like that.
But where it's multiplayer versus just 2-player? Like, dude, that'd be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, because that was a fun game.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like, it's gonna be 6v6. That's gonna be a really dope. Now, Far Cry 6 is also another one.
Oh, dude, that one, like, I saw a separate thing, not on E3 from that. Like, dude, yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, and for the fact that with this whole season pass that they're gonna have with it, you'll be able to play Far Cry 6. Far Cry 3, but you'll be able to play with like something like an Afterlife or something. That's gonna be pretty dope. And the whole Mario and Rabbids game that's coming out next year, I think that's dope because Nintendo are allowing a whole nother game studio to work with their golden child.
Yeah.
So anytime you see Mario playing golf, tennis, or with some Rabbids or with Pac-Man, I think it's great to see. Then you got Ubisoft Plus. Everyone is doing like their own little like packages. Like you got Ubisoft Plus is one, EA got one, Bethesda kind of got one, but it's with Microsoft now. So that's something else to kind of be on the lookout for. And with the whole Ubisoft Plus thing, you'll be able to play a lot of the Ubisoft games, kind of like Xbox Game Pass, to where you can play them for free or with a particular price, monthly price or whatnot. And they got something else, Rocksmith. That's pretty dope because it's like a guitar game, but you can learn it from learn how to play the guitar or whatnot from your phone. Thought that was pretty interesting. And RE6 Extraction, that's the Rainbow Six. That's gonna be pretty dope, but I'm a little afraid of that because I feel like it feel like it's repetitive or whatnot. But I'm interested to see what they do with it because it's gonna be a team of 3, and it's gonna be crossplay. And yeah, it's more like a not zombies, but you're fighting aliens. So that's gonna be pretty cool. And Skull and Bones is also another Ubisoft title, which is
Ubisoft. I know that like their showcase was probably one of the largest at E3 this year.
They got a lot of stuff.
They're dropping like. Hold on, I made a couple notes on a couple of their titles that I was wanting.
Shoot, I just named most of them.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because it's Rabbids Sparks of Hope for the Mario, because I marked that down because my daughter loves that Raving Rabbids. And I'm like, dude, my arms get tired playing those games. I mean, they're cool and all, but god dang. So, like, that was one that I thought was going to be awesome. That might have been the only one actually written down on that. No, yeah, it was the only one I made. Because I made like little notes of, like, buy this, buy that. Like, there were certain ones I was like, buy this, buy that one. because, you know, it's either gonna be me playing it, all of us playing it, my daughter, Devil, like, you know, there are certain ones I'm like, I know that even if it's not as good as we'd want, it'll still be enjoyable. So, but dude, there's not a Mario title that could flop. I just don't buy that. So.
Yeah, true. I heard you mention Square Enix earlier.
Yes, I actually really like Square Enix. I mean, remember it was just
You
Square,
like that
but
showcase? The showcase was it was I would give that showcase
So,
probably a 5.
let's discuss the best part of the showcase that they had. Okay, the best part of it is also what I feel is like very controversial in a way. Not so much unless you're a diehard geek fan of it. If you're not, then it's not gonna be a big deal to you, and that's fine. But for those of us who have read the comic books, for those of us who've seen all the movies, for those diehard fans, the just seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy, what they've done, they took Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell and made him damn Star-Lord, man. Like, what? Like, and like, I get you're not gonna be able to get all these voice actors or get these actors to necessarily be a voice actor in your game because, dude, you gotta keep your expenses to a certain thing. I get that. I get you gotta worry about what your overhead is, and this is your budget, and this is what you get to deal with to do your game. I do feel like they should have went in though for, because I'm not even talking about the visuals yet. I do feel like they should have went in to get Paul Rudd to voice Rocket. I really feel that that would have been worth the money. It would have been a huge draw to the game. You don't need the others. Everybody would have loved to hear the actual Rocket voice being Rocket. This guy that does it, he's okay, but there's just, it's missing something. If you're an actual fan, you're gonna know what I mean by it's missing something. It's a little lackluster. You got Gamora, who doesn't even look like Gamora. Drax kind of looks like Drax. You know, Groot looks pretty much like Groot. I mean, it's weird seeing Rocket with the guy from Anthrax beard ponytail thing, Scott, but that's his name, lead singer of Anthrax. Scott Ian, thank you. But like Rocket looked, other than that, looked okay. I do like that my favorite part of that game. I mean, visually, other than the characters not looking correct, it is pretty. It's very vibrant and rich in color scheme. I give it that. It's not like boxy, it's very clean. But I like that the gameplay is going to allow you to make decisions. And based on the decisions you make, is going to alter the outcome of the game. One, that adds replay value. That's why I love Until Dawn. I mean, Until Dawn is a very, you're just playing a movie, you know? It's a walkthrough game. But because the decisions you make can change your outcome each time, it adds for replay value to the game. Games that can give you replay value are already just pretty much golden right there. It looks very awesome. I love the whole pitching, or you throw a fucking rocket over to the bridge thing, and then he's like, man, if I'm gonna fix this, it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna pay me more. And they're like, fine, we'll give you 5%. And he's like, I want 10% more. Fine, we'll give it to you. That is so spot on for Rocket's personality. But, so I don't feel that they've done wrong by the characters' personalities. I don't feel they look right. Again, Star-Lord, while Chris Pratt doesn't look exactly like Star-Lord did in the comics, he looks very much like Star-Lord did.
Have you ever thought about that? For one, we know they're coming out with another Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
But this game may be actually after the next movie that's coming out, so that's probably why they look a little different. Cause dude,
he looks straight up like Zach Morris, and it just kills me. I'm like, dude, I'm watching Saved by the Bell. What the fuck? It just
I feel like it could just be in the future type. You know what I'm saying? After the next Guardians of the Galaxy, which can also hint to, hey, we're working on something else with some Easter eggs that's gonna be for the movie or after the movie.
Yeah, and that would be cool, because, you know, they haven't really... Some of the stuff didn't give a lot of detail. You know, they get the limited time, like you said. But it was definitely stunning, and while, like I said, as a diehard fan, it's a little... You know, a little hesitation, but I think I'm still going to probably get the game. I won't get it initially on release day. I'll probably wait till I can get a used copy within the first month, though, and then buy it. You know, I'll only save like $5-10, but do I really want to drop $60 on a game that, as a hard, you know, a super geek, I mean, I got a comic book tattoo on my leg, like, I'm a geek. I worked over 3 years in a comic book store. I really care about like my characters being accurate and portrayed in a certain way because I fall in love with these characters. That's why I like storylines so much in games, because it's what draws me to it. It's the most compelling part. Otherwise, everything could just be a hack and slash and we'd all love it. But storylines should be gripping. They should make you feel something. You should either really hate a character or really like a character or feel inspired by a character or whatever. But when you just feel like meh. So the new people who've never really been exposed to Guardians of the Galaxy that are seeing this for the first time might go, oh, that looks really awesome. Great. I hope that you guys all enjoy it. If you are a diehard geek purist, you're gonna be probably a little apprehensive, but you know, rely more on the fact that this game's gonna probably have a high replay value, and it is interesting to be able to make choices that will alter the outcome of the game. I think that will help a lot of the people, because not all the games give you that option. That's just not a thing. You know, the outcome's the outcome. I like that there's some calculations brought in there for if you take this path or that path. It's nice to see that in a game. I wouldn't want it like in every game. That'd be annoying. But it's nice and refreshing to see. It's been used before in some other games, but it's being brought back. And I think that's going to be the one thing that'll really help it sell among those that are a little apprehensive like myself. But that's going to be a smaller chunk. I'd say maybe 20% of their target market on that is going to be a little leery and might wait a week or two to buy it, you know, watching video gameplay videos on YouTube and Twitch and stuff. And then they'll go, okay, I'm either going to buy this or not. But that's 20%. That's a small margin. That one, I think, just that showcase was good. And like, I know it's going to do well for Marvel, so, which is owned by Disney. So yay, Disney, you're going to just rake in more cash like you always do, you cash hog. Like, again, I'm not against capitalism. I'm just like, god dang. Like, dude, fucking Disney could afford to buy Microsoft if they wanted. So, you know, like, I mean, they bought Marvel for crying out loud.
Disney actually working with Sony on some stuff too. Like with the I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but with like the Spider-Man movie that's coming out, and they just know they're working with Disney on some stuff too. Now let me ask you about you. So you gave us your top two, but what's your last one?
Dude.
I heard
Okay. So here we go. Here's the third one, and it was Abyss something. Hold on, let me pull it back up. I got my little noties, because I'm such a dork. Phantom Abyss. And while it is not necessarily the most stunning entirely with graphics, it is a first-person asynchronous multiplayer. Like, it's like, okay, first off, some people that have iOS, like you have an iPhone, if you have an iPhone, you may have played a game called Temple Runner. It's way better than that. Like, at least what I've seen from the showcase, it's way better than that. So please stop comparing it. It's not even the same game. It's not even close.
What game are you talking about?
The Phantom Abyss was showcased, and it, like I said, it's an asynchronous first-person game. You're going through... The cool thing about it is you're going through multiple temples, okay? So in a way, you're kind of like Indiana Jones. You're swinging around on shit, and you're dodging fucking, you know, booby traps and obstacles. There are these, like, swinging hammer with points on each end, upside-down pendulums, multiple stacks of them that you're trying to dodge between and whip yourself through. And the interesting part of this, and it's going to make me love it and hate it all at once, and that's probably why it's the juiciest for me, even though it's not necessarily the most stunning visually. It's pretty, but the graphics are a little more rudimentary compared to what some people are pushing now, especially with, like, you know, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One having the better graphic systems. But Phantom Abyss has, when you go through one temple, you only have one chance to complete it, and if you bork it, you don't get to do that one again. But at the end, if you complete it, you pick up this relic trophy thing, and you actually get, like, a game trophy for it if you get that. And so, really, for those that are a completionist, like, I am a completionist. If I can, I want all the things, because I'm an achievement whore. It's going to be super, I guarantee you, like, for those that can platinum that, because I'm certain, like, you gotta, like, miss nothing to platinum it, it is going to be, like, the achievement. So for the people that really pride themselves on how far they can go in a game, how well they can do, how much they can actually complete it all the way, get all the things. This, because again, you don't get multiple chances. You get one chance. You know, it's kind of like real life. If you die, you die. You don't get to start over on the second life. Nah, like, I actually like that concept that you get one chance in this temple, and if you don't, it'll go away, and you gotta go to another one. It doesn't mean you won't complete the game, but it does alter,
I think games like that take the fun out of games, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to play a video game to have multiple tries and to try some stuff and die off and come back to life. Like, games don't need to be so hard. They can just be so, you know what I'm saying? Just let me play and enjoy it.
No, I don't think with how it is, it'll be necessarily. I think, like, yeah, maybe you do a temple or two and you might be like, oh, but then you get how, like, they kind of flow and the way it operates. And I think that's where people will get better at it. But this, like I said, this for me is because I am a completionist and I love my achievements. I feel that this game will be, you know, satisfying that for the people that are. Now, is this a game that would sell widely? I don't know about that. I can't say it would be huge in sales, but it is pretty. It's not the prettiest. Avatar blows it the hell out of the water by far, like 8 times over from what I saw of the trailer in the opening, because I did have to stop it, but oh, that looks beautiful. In comparison, no, Phantom Abyss does not look as cool. But you're going to, like, there's other relics. Okay, so at the end, it's like a relic or a trophy, and in the game, at the end, you get like a game trophy thing. If you don't get the main one that you're really after, it's not that it goes away. That one goes away. It's supposed to be replaced with like so instead of getting the gold trophy, you get like the silver trophy or the bronze. It's gonna go like that. But then the temple goes away, and I just think it's an interesting concept that, you know, it stresses the importance of playing to the best of your ability versus just being like, I'm gonna get totally trashed tonight and drink 20,000 beers and eat a bunch of Taco Bell and then I'm gonna go play some video games. Like, it makes you sit down and play the game more seriously. Yeah. And I like that, because not all games are serious. You know, come on, we love Mario, but it's not that serious until you get to the end worlds, and then you're like, motherfucker, because it is super hard at the ends. But, you know, I think it's more of a mid to high level game versus like a low, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily beginner, but like novice level to mid level. So for the people that are more like a completionist, now I would have to get it and play it a bit to say whether or not it's, you know, new player or casual player friendly.
So who's making this? Nintendo?
No, Phantom Abyss, because that's going to be I think it's going to be on both PlayStation and Xbox.
They showed this at E3?
Yeah, it's it's a Steam game. Okay, yeah, it's a Steam game. It's by Devolver Digital is who is the production studio. Devolver Digital.
So was this on the PC showcase?
Yes, this was a Steam showcase. Yes.
So name your top 3 once more, just the titles. So you got Steam as your third one. Who was your first 2?
The Marvel, Square Enix for the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and
okay, that's Square Enix. It's all Square Enix. So we got Square Enix, Steam, and what's your first one?
Oh shit, I don't even remember. I'm so fucking tired. Cause dude, I wanted to dog on Capcom when we get to that. I'm excited to dog on them. Like, whack. And I didn't see it, but did you see? Because I'm hoping for good news on it. I assume it won't suck because it's Nintendo. But did you see the Nintendo showcase for Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes.
Because I already know I have to buy it. My daughter's beat the first one once over and is on her second playthrough and loves it, so I have to buy it. Is it awesome compared to the first? Like, I don't know.
Yes, they showed a little, not a lot, but keep in mind, Nintendo has a new console coming out, which is the Nintendo Switch Pro. So it's probably going to be running, it's probably going to release for both on Nintendo Switch Pro and for the Switch. But the graphics so far look a little bit better, but it kind of still look like Breath of the Wild. So that's one of those.
So it's like a polished version of Breath of the Wild, but with new storyline.
And see, that's what makes me think that if this is a polished version or a new version, period, it's gonna run better and it's gonna look better on the Nintendo Switch Pro. So I'm expecting that now. They didn't show the Switch Pro like they were supposed to. Maybe coming up they'll probably show it.
Yeah, because like I didn't know that there was gonna be a Switch Pro. I know the Switch and they have the Switch Lite. So a Switch Pro, like, that's interesting. And it sounds like I have to buy a third friggin' Switch. Oh, man. Because I have 2 regular Switches. One's the Animal Crossing for me because, again, I'm a completionist. And that game so fulfills that need. It always has. But it's also, like, the most low-key game. If you want to be totally trashed out of your mind, or you're just stupid tired and you're delirious and you just want to chill before you go to bed, it's a great game. If you just want something relaxing, you haven't been feeling good, you got like, you know, you've had a flu bug for a week, just puking your brains out. It's a nice, calm game. It is probably the most wholesome game, even more so than Mario, because you don't fight anything. It's all about like farming things and building up your town or now your island with New Horizons. So I like it for that, and I think that's why I like the fact that Phantom Abyss is like literally the polar opposite because you're going for this relic trophy thing. So it sates that too. Because I play a complete variety of games. I know some people are like, I only like first-person shooters, or I only like fantasy, or I only like MMORPGs. I literally like a whole variety of games because... Alright, Animal Crossing's completely devoid of story for the most part, but it's the most wholesome, sweet, casual game. And unlike other games, it actually has things in it that slow you down on purpose to keep you from binging on it, to where you have a more healthy balance. And especially for a game that's like, you know, more child-friendly, I feel that's very important. Unfortunately, yeah, I'll say that my daughter in the summertime will spend far more hours playing Zelda than she should. It's summertime, I'm gonna let a kid be a kid, you know? I get it, I'm a gamer, I understand. But, you know, it's also about teaching children healthy habits, too, so that way they don't do some of those things. Like, we've seen it in the news, occasionally here and there, there'll be some big game that comes out, and usually it's someone overseas, but they will not get out of that chair to even go to the bathroom, and then that guy died, like, a couple years ago, and... You know, so I like that it kind of slows you down. Now, these other games may not do that, and that's fine. But with them releasing a new style of the Switch, this Pro system, I'm going to assume that they're going to have not just... I know they're having more complex, more adult, grittier games come to the Switch, which I think is cool. Because one game that was sad that did not come from the DS to the Switch is the Dementia franchise. Dementia is like... It's like a horror thriller in an insane asylum. You're fighting monsters and stuff. Super awesome. I don't even remember who did that. Dementia. Which studio that was. There was supposed to be a third, and then it just like got shit canned.
So let me ask you. We'll give it
my first one. My first game was it was from Software is the developers that did it. It's the Elden Ring. And one thing I forgot to mention about that.
What, Elden Ring?
Yeah, the Elden Ring. One thing I forgot to mention about it, in case people missed the showcase, the storyline is written by the same guy who did the Game of Thrones. So if you read the books, which I couldn't get through because they were so over detailed, 7 pages describing a sword hilt. Oh my god, dude. The show was phenomenal. I love the show. So I do believe that his books had a fantastic story in them. He just spent too much time describing crap. So I do feel, since he's writing that game, like the story for it, I think it's going to be great. And it won't be inundated with detail because it's a game, you know, you got to have your pace. But that's what makes it exciting, is it's not just a writing team. You hired an actual novelist to come in and write your story. And this is from a whole new studio, so I think Elden Ring is probably going to be my number one game that I want coming out of the E3. Who did Dementia here? I got their thing pulled up. It was created by Renegade Kid. Do they even still exist?
Sure that is.
Alright. defunct August 29th, 2016. So yeah, that's never happening. Fate dissolved. Oh, damn. Damn. Because yeah, because especially with the way the graphics are on the Switch, not even seeing the Switch Pro, but the Switch, Dimension would be so awesome. And I don't know what kind of features the Pro will offer that make it better than the regular Switch. But I'm certain they're gonna push more graphics, because like, why not, right?
Yeah, they saying that the graphics on the Switch Pro is gonna be similar to PS4, like base version of PS4. I think it was. I had the specs. On. I announced it on the other podcast.
That's okay.
I think it was like 720 off the screen or something. Off the screen, and I think close to small 4K-ish, hooked up to the TV.
That's awesome,
but it's not gonna be a big overhaul because they need to come out with another console. Period. I have so many Nintendo rants that they need to just come out with another console. And we don't want no light, we don't want no pro, we don't want no medium, we want a whole other console.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, doing the light, like, I think part of the light coming out, though, was their fix to their Joy-Cons being terrible, but I give them this. Nintendo, if you have a Joy-Con controller that is worked out and it's just not working and responding right, you can send it back to Nintendo, and they'll fix it for free and send it back to you. And it was like a 3-4 week turnaround, to be honest, and that was during the whole coof pandemic things. I don't want to say certain words, because certain platforms will take you down if you say certain things, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And so for a 3 to 4 week turnaround, and this didn't go to like Indiana. This went to like overseas, to Japan, and came back type, like, dude, like, and it was my controllers. It wasn't like brand new ones. It was like the same ones, you know, they weren't in like plastic or nothing. They were just my controllers, but they did both sets of them free, and I got them back so quick compared to what I thought. I was like, wow. So if you don't know that, and you've got like a drawer full of them somewhere in your house, don't keep buying new ones. Have the ones you have that work right now. Send the broken ones off to Nintendo. They will take care of you. They are fantastic. So kudos to them for that, because they did recognize the problem, and while they couldn't inherently fix the problem, they were willing to make it right, and I appreciate that. So
yeah, I didn't know Nintendo would do that.
Yeah, I didn't know until I was trying to deal with it myself, because I was like, dude, these are broken, and like one set of them wasn't that old. That's why I was like really mad. I was like, dude, I'm only having like 4 months. And they do break pretty darn easy. So if you're an adult and you don't play the Switch, but your kid does, you got for them, and you're all mad at them because they're breaking their Joy-Con controllers, it's not your children. It's just a poorly designed product. It's not their fault. It's just the product itself. Nintendo recognizes it and rectifies it. So just get on their website. There's a customer service section. You click on that. It'll walk you through. It's awesome. It'll literally step-by-step walk you through so that way you're fine. So that's great that they offer it, but hopefully with the Pro coming out, it'll at least rectify that issue, because that sucks. And I think that's why they made the light, because the Joy-Cons are physically permanently attached to the system. You can't take them off. But they also don't seem to die out.
It was made to be more of like on the go.
Yeah.
Of everything.
Yeah. Well, also, I think, like, they wanted, like, the colors because, you know, it does kind of attract to, you know, people there's, like, more than just black. Me, I'm a little goth girl. I love having all black. But then my Switch that I have is the Animal Crossing one.
Yeah, but even with the Switch, I mean, you can swap with the color of joysticks and whatnot. But they should have kept that light. Yeah, they should have kept that light.
Yeah.
They should have kept the light and dropped. If they're going to come out with something mid-range like that, they should have came out with the Pro and then came out with a new Nintendo console.
Did you know that Nintendo considers the Wii U a failure?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, some people don't realize that it was considered, by Nintendo, it was considered a failure. And I think that might be why they might be hesitant to release another console versus just making the ones they have currently spiffier. I feel some of it might be tied to that, like the worry of it being a failure in their eyes. I don't think that the Wii U was a bad product. I don't understand. I mean, maybe it just didn't sell as well.
It it was actually.
I got one. I love it. My daughter, man, dude, she won't play Mario Party with me unless she's looking at that pad. She won't play Mario Kart unless she's looking at that. I'm like, we have a 70-inch TV. Look at that. And she's on this little screen, playing her butt off, shaking it. I'm like, stop it, Bowser. Like, nah. But it's
Wii U
cool.
was definitely. They say it was a failure, but to me, it was pretty dope.
I liked it. I don't see why they felt it was a failure, unless maybe because I did not check the release date of the original Wii to when they released the Wii U. Maybe they just released it too close together that people weren't ready to spend, several $100 on another console. And like, I get that, and that may have been the case. And then if that's the case, then it's not that the product was a failure. That was just, releasing and marketing. I don't feel that would be that the product was bad. I really feel that the Wii U was a really cool concept compared to the Wii. Like, not compared to the Wii, compared to any console. Because it was the first one to give you an additional screen that wasn't meant to be portable, but was meant to function with your whole system and your family and your friends.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't like a Game Boy Advance or a DS Lite, It was.
They always done a great job at innovation, creating a new lane for technology and gaming. In the first place, that's why I said a new Nintendo console would be just what we need right about now. And to get ready to close things out, what would be your overall rating of E3, and what would you like to see at the next E3 for your closing statement?
Overall rating at E3. Wait, I didn't get to rant real quick. Can I rant real quick?
Oh, you wasn't ranting? I thought you.
No, I want to rant about Capcom for like just 2 minutes.
Oh, come on.
Capcom, you suck. You disappointed all of us. You suck. We didn't get to see shit that we wanted to see, and you gave us all the shit we didn't want to see. What is wrong with you? Capcom, you were so damn awesome. You gave us the DLC for Village. That's not what we wanted. Like, for real, like, I mean,
they dropped the ball with Capcom. So.
Capcom, like, did they send their B team in? Like, was someone sick? Because everybody was wanting like the next Monster Hunter. We were wanting the sequel for Dragon's Dogma. We were wanting these certain things, and we didn't get it. You know what we got? We got more. We didn't even get gameplay. We just got, there's the DLC for this. Thanks. Which, by the way, I did not know that Capcom made Resident Evil. I will be first time playing it. I've never played it before, any of them.
Really?
Well, because it's sci-fi, but it's horror, so I'm like, I love my horror, so I'm gonna finally give it a try. But I was like, dude, I bought it, and I'm looking at it, like, it says Capcom, what the fuck? I was like, the people who make Mega Man and Street Fighter do creepy, scary shit? What the fuck? So that's cool.
They've been making all of the rest.
And I get that this is awesome, and this is your new hotness, but when you give us the DLC, when we're wanting, like, Monster Hunter and stuff, like, freaking Monster Hunter.
They actually did show Monster Hunter. They showed more of it during a Nintendo showcase.
It just didn't really give details, and I don't know, like.
Yeah, they showed the details on Nintendo showcase.
Yeah, okay, because I was like, damn, that's what I was looking forward to. I wanted to see Capcom bring their. So maybe they were saving it for Nintendo, but I wanted it with the Capcom segment, because like that's what I look forward to. I was like, you are one of the gaming like franchises, studios that I highly love, I highly respect. Give it to me, and then I didn't get what I wanted. I felt like, when you see a trailer for a movie, and then you go see the movie, and all the good parts were in the trailer, and you're like, that sucked. I kind of feel like that. I was like, damn. I wanted more. I was like, true. I don't care about the DLC. I haven't even started the game yet. I got it installed, but I didn't start it yet. I don't care about your DLC. I want to know about this. So that was just my little rant. I just wanted to go off on that real quick. Now, when we're rating the E3, are we rating this year's E3 on a 1 to 5 scale, on an A to F scale? How are we doing that?
Just 1 to 5.
1 to 5. So 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. Honestly, because I get some of it had to be done a certain way, so I'm giving some leniency with this. I will say a 4.5.
Okay.
Because I understand needing to take precautions or wanting to take precautions, because even perception, if it just even looks bad, people just attack you. They're so, with what's going on in the world, everybody's so on edge. But in a way, the Zoom calls and the Zoom meetings, the Zoom panels, that was to me the worst. If
Oh, really?
yeah, I didn't like any of the Zoom panels. They all like. I mean, it was funny watching some of the people get roasted in the comments, but I didn't like the. I like how they sit there and they do the panels on the stage. I really enjoy that. It's something about the atmosphere and the connection to you. Whereas these people are now sitting in their homes, and so it's a little more low key, and they almost don't care as much. I feel like they are more locked on and there for the fans when they're there at that table. So it to me it took a little bit away. Like now again, I'm comparing to, you know, go back like 4 or 5 years when I was still watching it, because, you know, before the accident. But now that I've watched it again after having my break because of my health and stuff, seeing the stark difference, and I understand. That's why I can't go full 5, but I won't go down to 4, because I'm not going to give them a whole point entirely off for something that they're trying to accommodate. There's still travel restrictions with some places. Some people are just worried because, you know, I have a rare disease. It's not communicable. I just have bad collagen. It sucks. But there are other people that have more significant health issues, to where, you know, if they were to get this illness, it would be much more severe to them. So I understand. But really, was that like all of your designers and your people that were like picked by their employers to go to do these, you know? I don't think that was the case. And I think that it took away, if here's what it is. I feel like the Zoom call, especially since it looked like a Zoom call. They didn't even like do their own interface over it to make it look a little cleaner and better. It took away some of the what feels like a little bit of a personal feel to the viewers. And that's what sucked, because I do like when they're locked on and fully attentive. And so it was just something that I noticed. Now, maybe a lot of people didn't notice that, and that's fine. And I hope that's the case, because that would be better. So I'm only gonna, you know, take that little half point off. I can't ever say E3 is bad based on what is and is not presented. I go based on how each showcase is presented, and, you know, considering everything going on, E3 was done very well, and I look forward to next year's, especially considering I hope it'll be back to the normal style. Everybody can be there in person doing this. What was the other thing we wanted to do with it? We wanted to grade it, and what was the other part?
What would you like to see for the next?
For next year.
You kind of just said it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want everybody to be there in person and it to be a little bit more personal. You know what might be a cool thing to do a little different? Maybe each day, and not to do it the whole day, but like each day, either in the beginning or maybe partway through as like a midday break, have a performer come, like have a DJ come for like 20 minutes and kick out some tunes, or have a small performer come and you know, I think that would add a little bit more to it, because don't forget, music in games is important. People forget about that element, and so, you know, I think it would add and I don't mean for like a whole show. Don't do, you know, do like just a few songs, you know, just a little bit. I think it would add more excitement and zeal to it. And especially since a lot of more musicians are trying to work with game studios now, I think that would be a good step in, you know, recognizing that and maybe even merging it more so into the gaming community. And so I look forward to that, because that was also a cool part of the damn Guardians of the Galaxy game, is the music. What? So, you know, I'm not saying have Joan Jett come and perform, but, you know, you can get a DJ that's a really popular or fairly popular DJ come to perform at a really reasonable rate for just like 20 minutes, you know, each segment.
Chop the music up.
Or, you know, once a day. Don't do it a bunch. Like either first thing when you first open, or maybe as like a midday break when they do the break time. You know, nothing crazy, but just a little bit. I think it would add a little more to excitement, and I think that the people that are actually there would really love that. I really do. And actually, I would go for that. I would love to go to E3 if they were doing something like that. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Like, wouldn't you want to see something like, I mean, Like, one DJ I would like to see that I know would not be stupid expensive for them. Most people haven't heard of, and that's fine. But I would like to see Aesthetic Perfection. I'd love to see Daniel Graves up there. He does an amazing job, and he's not just a performer, he is a DJ as well. So it is an option. There are other people out there just like him, though. So it would be cool for them to do something like that. I think it would be, and honestly, I think it would probably be better, like, not necessarily as the midday break, but probably as, you know, the openings, people are coming in and stuff and getting in their seats. Like, I think it would just add more excitement, and it kind of sets the tone for what's about to happen. You don't want people just, because sometimes people get there and they feel nervous. You could tell from the crowd that nervous energy. You want them to feel excited and at home, because that's how you get them to pay attention. And you do want them to pay attention because you want them to buy all these games. That's your goal. So do this, E3. You're going to help them, because oddly, yeah, fans and viewers that go for any type of show, like, be it like a sporting game, a music performance, you know, anything like this, they start to get a little that like apprehension and nervousness around, you know, everybody's energy's bouncing off. That would help like set the tone, so they just, you know, they walk in, they hear it, they're not even thinking about it, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like looking at that, you know, and instead they're all nervous and looking around like a bunch of freaking like scared rats in a lab. Like, until the people start speaking, you see that, and that's the one thing that I'm like, oh man, I think that would be cool to do. Like I said, sets the tone, establishes for the fans what's gonna go on. They know what they're gonna see. You know, well, not know, but you know, it kind of prepares them for what they're gonna see, and it could immerse them a little bit more into the experience. Because that's the thing, E3 is not just a showcase for all of these games; it's an experience, and it should be kept as an experience. What would you add?
Well, I mean, I would probably add music, but at the same time, I would try to keep it as close to the games. Keep it kind of how it is. But it wouldn't be a bad idea for like a DJ to come in. Depends on the game. But I know if I was personally visiting E3, my main focus would be just the games, strictly just the games. The virtual thing that didn't really affect me too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I already expected it, how it was going to kind of go.
I think we all expected it this year, though, didn't we?
I mean, that didn't really bother me. And me, I mean, I don't too much care for big crowds or anything like that. So I felt like they did a great job there. They kept it focused on the games. You know what I'm saying? We even got education parts, inside information, like almost board meetings or whatnot. So I felt like overall, I was definitely give it a 4 out of 5, not a complete 5. The only reason I probably wouldn't give it a complete 5 is because we didn't see a lot of gameplay from my favorite from the top 3, which is like Xbox. I feel like Xbox should have showed more gameplay. Capcom should have did better. Square Enix should have did better. PlayStation wasn't there, but they should have came at midnight and dropped something.
PlayStation should be at all of them. I'm sorry. Like, I get it, but like, they should be there at all of them.
Yeah, but then again, it kind of set the tone it set the tone and it set them apart from everybody. So I respect it, and I actually kind of like it, them not being there, because it gives you more to be excited about. Like, okay, we know PlayStation is sitting back watching, and we know they got something cooking, but give us something when E3 go off, maybe, or when E3 at the end, like the 4th day or something. Give us some on the 5th day and call it E3 PlayStation Day or something. I don't know, but I'll give it a 4 out of 5, but not a complete 5 because of just those small things. Because, like I said, Square Enix, Capcom, we should have more gameplay from Xbox, and that's pretty much it.
Was there this year? Because I didn't see it this year, but I didn't watch as much as I had in previous years. Was there this year a heavy focus at all at any point on certain games being played by the people there?
Yes.
Okay, so I missed that, because that is something I look forward to seeing. I like to see the person sitting there playing it for the first time and like getting their own. I like that. So
yeah, well, it wasn't. I don't think it was like random people. It was more like the developers or the hosts.
Oh no! A few years back, they used to have like certain, like, I don't know if you had to like buy a VIP pass or what you had to do for that.
Yeah.
But I know certain people got, because that was what hooked me on getting Until Dawn. It was not their showcase. Actually, I felt that their showcase was kind of lackluster when that was shown. But they had a young guy, I think he's probably a teen, sitting there playing a game. You couldn't really see him, but you see like hands and stuff playing the game, and the gameplay and the way he was playing, and it was a unique and interesting insight when you can't be there yourself. And I liked seeing that. It gave me more of the gameplay, and it gave me more than the showcase did, and that was actually shown, I think, right after the showcase. So it was nice that they at least transitioned from that into there, and I think if they're doing that still, that's good. But that's something that I actually would love to see more of in general, like with the games, because I feel like none of us get enough gameplay, and it's nice to see someone, not a developer who knows how everything should work, but seeing like an average person, like maybe someone got a VIP pass, you know, hey,
But
that could be a perk.
These guys, they didn't really necessarily know how it works or whatnot. You could tell they was kind of new at playing because they kind of sucked.
Well, then that's not so bad. Like, some people, when they're a part of the development, they just do like skinning and graphic and stuff, and not the mechanics, you know. So I can understand that. So if they probably grab someone like that, then it's more fun. I don't want to see someone who just tested it and knows how to do it. That's not fun to me. I don't want to see a pro do it. I want to see the average person experiencing it for the first time, because that tells me what I can experience. And so that's cool that they didn't pick like someone who's like super spot on with that. Because dude, if I would rather see someone who, you know, might die a time or two before they get, oh, okay, past this part. It's nice to, you know, because that's what the average player experiences. Not everybody's pro level, you know. So that's cool.
And something else I would like for them to do is to really like do more engagement. Now, for us with people on Twitter or not so much big screen players, pick a random everyday Joe that maybe got 2 views like myself at times. You feel what I'm saying? Or somebody that's a real diehard gamer that just hasn't really made it into the industry yet. I feel like that's gonna happen more into the future, but that's something I really wish that they would do more of, reaching out to the everyday person and say, hey, what's your takes on games, and we're gonna let you play these games and whatnot. More demos in games. So those little small things.
That's a smart point.
Yeah, I think,
because you know what, that helps sell to their larger audience base. Because you're right, it is a smaller group of people that are at that higher playing level, but having the average, you're really right on that. It would benefit them and do more. And that's a damn good idea, man. Like, seriously.
Yeah, that's why. Cause we're the majority. Us, the small Joes, we're the majority of gamers, and you know what I'm saying. We need to be the ones that need to be front row seats at E3. Like, yo, this game sucks. Versus guys that you know what I'm saying, paid to be here, or guys
that because they were paid are gonna say all the right things, you know, and then you get the game and you're like, man, I got screwed over. They lied.
Little stuff like that, you know. But I think things like that is gonna improve in the future, for more and also just more diversity. You know what I'm saying? I think stuff like that is gonna be better in the future. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying, I didn't really pay attention. Not necessarily didn't pay attention to it, but it was just one of those things. It's like, okay, next year it got to be better.
Well, what if, in a slight twist to that, they brought in games that were not, you know, they're literally in the development process, and they've only got little bits that you could like play, but allow these average players to, you know, people like us that are the ones always buying the systems and always buying the games, get these people to test it out while it's in its development stage versus just your group of testers that are employed by you, so that way you can get honest feedback to maybe tweak and modify the game before you release it. Like, what about something like that?
I've been trying to reach out to these guys. I hope they're sitting here listening to the podcast and looking. I've been trying to reach out to these guys.
And if they're not hearing it right now, if you're hearing it in the future, please consider these things. These are great ideas.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to do well. We want to give you our money. Holy hell. Like, get us to where we say, shut up and take my money.
Easier for us.
Yeah, right? Make it easier for us. Like, come on.
So let the people know here at Real Gamer where to follow you at, all your social media account names. We're gonna get ready to wrap it on now because we're wrapping up at almost close to 2 hours. We're at an hour
Yeah.
42 on Twitch and 104 minutes here at Anchor.
Yeah, well, it's been fun, and thank you so much, Mastermind, for having me. I love working with
No
you.
problem.
You know that. I am Pyretta Blaze. If you want to find me on Twitch, you'll just type in Pyretta Sapphire with 1 P, or you can find me over on YouTube at Pyretta Blaze. When you go to either of those, you will be able to find a link to all of my socials. It will take you to my Facebook, to my Insta, and my Twitter, because some of them do have different names. But both platforms will interlink you to where I'm at when I'm not online. And I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch, and Wednesdays and alternating Fridays over on YouTube. So you'll be able to find me there.
Oh, dope. What about the
Now tell my
robot?
people where we can find you. Tell my people. Where can we find you at?
Oh shoot, Mastermind Berman, pretty much everywhere. TikTok, IG, Twitch, Mastermind Berman, and Mastermind RGTV at YouTube. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Mastermind Berman and Mastermind RGTV, and Real Gamer the podcast. That's you type Real Gamer in on any of the platforms: Spotify, Google, Apple. We there.
Nice. You're on all of them. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, we podcast pretty much every I'd say almost every day, but weekday drops and mostly the weekend drops. So weekday drops, weekend drops.
All right.
So there's always a new episode. There's never not an episode.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were like podcasting so much. I thought you were focused more on just like streaming. So
Yeah,
that's
we've
cool,
been
man. I didn't know
podcasting.
that. Like that's really
We've been
cool.
podcasting for probably about 4 years straight now. I've been at it 4 years straight.
Damn, that's awesome though. Like shoot.
I've been going heavier and even harder since this year. So it's like, we're going heavy, we're going hard. We're coming straight for the big league.
Hell
I've been
yeah.
sending these guys DMs and everything. Like, yo, what's up, Nintendo?
Hey, you gotta chase it. That's the thing. Worst the case, they tell you no. But if you don't take that opportunity, you could be passing on a yes. So
Yeah,
go
true.
for it. And I say that for like all kinds of things. I'd rather people try and fail than to have never tried, because you don't regret the things that you did in life as much as you regret the things you did not do.
Yeah, true. That's why I'm actually here now. Because it was one of those things like, yo, gaming, I do this every day. And, you know what I'm saying? I was born with a controller in my hand. So, you know, why not do a podcast?
Right? It makes
That's
sense.
why- that's why it's called Real Gamer. So, hey, I'm very passionate about gaming. So, yeah.
That's
it's only
awesome.
right.
Like I love gaming, but honestly, I'm not just a video gamer. I'm also like a D&D dice throwing tabletop, gamer.
Yeah,
So like I do it
anything-
all.
anything
Like I'm that level nerd.
anything
I literally have been playing D&D since I was 5. I've got a collection of tabletop games that like would make people drool. I just love games and
Actually,
how
I
it brings people
tabletop
together.
conversation a couple of years ago with a friend of mine. She's a tabletop player.
That's awesome.
I actually sent it to you on Twitter.
That's cool, man. Like yeah.
Well, appreciate you stopping by.
Well,
We
thank
gotta
you
do
for
this
having
again.
me.
Shout out to the homie Angry 80s. He's actually supposed to be on this panel with us.
Oh.
Time zones is really weird. I also had a homie from the West Coast that supposed to be on the panel with us too, but panel with the timing and everything is very weird. So I'll definitely be bringing you back in on some more future podcasts. We got to play some Call of Duty.
Go
together.
ahead. Oh hell yeah! Even if we're not like streaming and stuff, you just want to get on and play Call of Duty. You got like 40 minutes to kill, and you're like, hey, I want to hop on, do a quickie game. I mean, now that you got my phone number, just text me, because there are times where I intentionally leave social media alone because I know I stir the pot and I need to leave it alone before like I say something that will really hurt someone's feelings. It's like I'm just having fun. All right, like I'm not trying to. It ain't that deep. Like it seems like it is, but it's really not. If you see news and political things coming out of me, know that I'm just trying to piss both sides off, because both sides are right and wrong on different things. Like that's life, So. I call them all out. I don't care. So people see one post and go, oh, she leans this way, or one tweet or retweet, and oh, she leans that way. No, I don't. I'm independent. I'm totally in the middle. I'm just me, and I like to stir the pot. But my Instagram is my chill, cool place. So I like just chill and vibe there. But I think that's the kind of community that Instagram builds. You know, like how our Twitch community is different from the YouTube community from the Facebook gaming community. So,
Yeah,
you know,
true.
I kind of like come to the level that the community's at, and that's where I am. So if you want something more chill, you don't like the spicy feisty, please don't follow me on Twitter. That'll bother you. If you want chill and cool and cute, follow me on Instagram. If you like spicy and stuff that stirs the pot, you're gonna want to follow me on Twitter because I piss people off daily. I get blocked like all the time. It's like I collect people that block me. It's a challenge. So.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that Angry 80s wasn't here. I love hanging out with him and working with him. He's gonna actually edit he's done a few edits for me, but he's gonna edit a video for me that's very special. And I won't be able to release it till the end of the year due to the song I want to use in it won't be available to me until November 11th or November 12th, somewhere in there. But once it's available to me, I'll be able to let that video go live without having to worry about you know, a DMCA strike on YouTube. But it's a very special video and I can't wait. And it's cool that he offered to do that for me because it's the reunion video between me and my half sister after 31 years apart. So yeah, so it's something special and I can't wait. And you know, he's awesome. You've seen his editing stuff. He's really good.
He's actually working on stuff for me. I don't know if you know, but I'm actually a music artist myself. We'll talk more about that offline.
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline then, because like you and Diva might want to talk.
I do a bunch of stuff. A lot of people just don't realize. You're like, wait, you do this too? Yeah, I do that too.
Dude, yeah.
Wait, you do this too? You're the president? Yeah, I do that too.
Dude, yeah, we need to talk more. Like, you never know. You got my number. We need to talk more because, like, especially if you got like, what music software do you use?
Studio One for my music. Yeah, Studio One pretty much for all music and audio equipment.
Okay. I mean, I really like Logic. From what the little teeny bit I was able to use it for. Now I'd have to get they've changed all the licensing. Before it used to be like you pay $2,000 for this dongle. Now it's like $200 for the software. They've changed it, which kind of they took away some features that I didn't know about, but Devil knows with all of his music production that he had done. So I didn't miss out on it, but with a little bit, Logic Pro was great.
Yeah, tell them we got to type it up.
No.
I'm gonna send you a Call of Duty link next time I hop online for season 4. Season 4 is now actually live.
Yes, it is.
I'll be getting on that real soon. It was been real.
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I'd love to see you again, and I can't wait to see what we talk about next time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, you have a good one, and thank you so much. It's been wonderful, and I'm sorry about this is a weird issue getting this going, but I'm glad we got it going, and hopefully next time, hopefully that video won't happen again. Like, so sorry in the beginning of this, guys.
We good. We here now.
Yeah.
Y'all be easy and game on.
All right. GG, guys. Thanks so much. And actually, before I pop off here, one little thing. If you are new here or you are watching this in the future, should be right about here-ish. There's a little heart. You want to tap that in because when I do bonus streams like today, you'll get the notification of when I go live. Otherwise, you will find me here on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you can find me, except for today, Wednesdays and alternating Fridays over on YouTube. So you'll want to be able to follow me here so you get those notifications for when I do bonus streams like tonight. But I'll be over on YouTube. If you subscribe there, you'll get notifications when I put out my new videos, like the one that Angry 80s is editing that'll be coming in November. But I do have new content coming soon. I just gotta get this camera back from Canon it's gotta get fixed again, and then I'll be good to go. So I will see you guys very soon. I hope you had fun. Please go find my friend and follow him, Mastermind. You'll be able to see he's one of the people that follows me here on Twitch. He's following me on YouTube, so you just go there, you can see those things. Or just send me a message if you want to know the links to stuff, and I can send you a link out to it. I might even post them all up on Instagram for everybody, so just let me know. Alright, well, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you so much. Bye!
Life ain't for the weak, dying ain't for me. You say you the GOAT, lions need to eat. Liars in a home. phones, liars in the streets. Say you got the smoke, why not buy the weed? Life is a game full of enemies. Take all your money, your time, and your energy. Gotta be smart where you're placing your equity. Too many cooks in the kitchen, they stealing your recipe. Can't quit, won't quit. Gotta get an L if you wanna get a dub. Gotta go to hell if you wanna love. Gotta get away and do it for the people that are hoping that you're done. Hey, RIP to all those peeps. I saw those tweets. Y'all really follow me. Y'all don't wanna talk, but you shout at me. I can't hear you from this mountain peak, bitch. When the car break down, when the house fall apart, when the plan don't work, just move on. When the money all gone, when the phone don't ring, when the job ain't cool, just move on. When the love ain't there, when the gang switch up, when the vibe ain't good, just move on. When the well run dry and the song won't sing, when you can't no more, just move on, move on, move out the way. You can hear the boom, boom, boom every time I pass your place. Move out the way. I'm about that boom, boom, boom. Hit the gas and cut the brake. Move out the way. You can hear the boom, boom, boom every time I pass your place. Move out the way. I'm about that boom, boom, boom. Hit the gas and cut the brake. Move out the way. Hit the brakes. I'm the truth. Y'all are fake. This a race that y'all gon' lose.